Oh man, what is up? Mm, mm, mm. I tell you, man. Ugh, show getting later and later every night, man. God, dog. Show getting later and later every night. Later and later every night. Let me just go ahead and drop the link, man. Man, man. I tell you, man. Whew, I gotta do something about this, man. That little girl still ain't sleep. The hell? Salute to everybody watching on Rumble, man. Salute to everybody, man. Man, whew, we made it though. We here though, man. We here though, man. Um, all I can do is say, man, some strange sun men out here, man. It's some, it's some strange sun men out here, man. Um, it's some strange sun men out here, man. Um, Let me just go ahead and jump into this one, man. Hot Black in the building. What's up, Hot Black?
Hey, it's the days of the sun. Sun is shining strong.
Yeah,
Some man's in his stride. He goes about doing what he pleases
yeah.
without
Oh,
fear or really even thought for anything else.
except complaining about being a victim.
Oh yeah, unless white Fedex guy says the sun word,
Yeah. Um.
then it's time to get real particular about it.
Yeah. Let me just.
But
Let me
when you
just.
spin in the block, just shoot anywhere you want. That don't matter.
Yeah. No one says anything about. It's bizarre, man. Let me let's start with this, man. Let's just get this one out the way, man. It's kind of late, man. Trying to get all this stuff in, man. Maybe I may have to get some stuff in tomorrow, man. Um, salute to my man R Charlton, man, for starting the $5 challenge off right with the Cash App. Salute to you, R Charlton. Um, yeah, man. So this is Young Thug. You familiar with the Young Thug situation?
Oh, very, very. I've watched Gen Z's Young Thug breakdown
Oh,
many
great, great.
times. It's really a masterpiece. But yeah, Thug just can't help himself, really. And it's just delicious watching all these, like, little dudes talking about how he's going to get off and he's got a master plan and shit. This boy is going to jail.
Are you up to date with the latest turn of events?
I just watched earlier the video of this, and it's like kind of hard to make out what's going on exactly. But where does that happen? At what point?
This is in court. So a co-defendant sitting back here, and when they're in jail, they're in separate areas. So this co-defendant back here, I think he comes up. He's trying to use like court as cover. Like he's just coming up. Like he's just gonna walk up and like give Thug a handshake or something.
He's
And he
really
passed
trying
him a
to.
he passed him a Percocet.
He's still trying to serve his slime daddy.
It was immediately caught. So let's see. Let's get into this, man. I mean, you can't make this shit up. See, right once he starts walking up there, they don't know if he's gonna assault Thug. You know what I'm saying? The bailiffs are like on high alert. Like it's
He's
not like you can just walk up there. You dig what I'm saying? They don't know if
hey,
he's
I'm
gonna.
just going to dap my boy.
Yeah, they don't know if he's gonna jump on the judge, jump on the court reporter. You can't just walk up to the bailiff with slipping,
He walked
because
up there suspicious as fuck too.
by the time, if he really wanted, if he had like a pin in his hand, he could have stabbed Thug in the back of the neck. The bailiffs, the security in this courtroom is very, very lax, man. Just like that. Then where you gonna go, bro? You
This was ill considered.
Yeah, it wasn't conceived right and it wasn't executed right, but there's really no other way to execute it. Like because he's going straight when Thugger leaves here, the bailiffs take him straight through this door. So this guy right here, he's waiting for his court for his turn to come up and sit in his chair. He's back there talking with his lawyers, and he just came up and listen, man, I get it, man. Drugs. I was a weed head. I mean, a weed head. I was a K2 head. I had to have it, man. I get it, man. But
Yeah, Thug is probably feeling pretty bad in there, which hopefully so, because he deserves it.
There's a
But
lot on the line, man. It's other ways to get that perk.
yeah, you're gonna have plenty of time to figure that shit out when you go away. You sit down for 20, 25 years. It's too bad he isn't gonna have time to get his breasts and his titties did like he said he was going to if he had to go sit down so he could do his time with a hose. Nah, thug. You're gonna have a real slimy time with some real slimy boys in the pen.
Wow. What's up, Shaggy? What's your thoughts on this situation, man?
Hey, I'll chime in a second. I'm trying to get my shit set up.
Yeah, this is just. I mean, it's just bizarre. It defies rational. Like it basically, if this is one of the highest profile court cases in the country. If he thinks he can do this there,
Yo,
and they
good, bro.
and
What
if he
up?
put his hands down, I mean, they didn't even do it like a slap. It would be one thing if it was like,
Well, it was so half-hearted. He knew he was. I mean, what did he think he was gonna do? Just get up and nobody was gonna notice he was gonna go on the slick, give him that, and then like loop back around the courtroom, go behind the judge.
the Thugger didn't even get a chance to swallow it, man. They took it right out of his hand right after this. Mm. Wow, I'm speechless.
A guy just insisted that this particular.
You're on mute.
I'm gonna come back to Rashard Bitchy a little later, man. I'm gonna come back to Rashard Bitchy a little later. I can't do him right now. I gotta get warmed up, man. I gotta get some sun, man.
Look, not even the sun man is this slick. There was just no way that this was gonna happen. Maybe this is a stunt or some kind because they delayed the trial because of this.
I mean, like I said, well, my thought, that shit was just poorly executed for one. And then from what I know, like you say, he's gonna stand up, go to that door, and they have another cell in there where they're gonna strip search him. So, I mean, yeah, sure, you're gonna shit that shit out in your own cell or whatever after, but that was just the worst fucking time you could do it. Absolutely.
Now, where was that perk? You gotta understand, chat. This guy right here in the blue suit is in federal custody. He's only wearing a suit because they get to wear suits to go to court. So he got this perk into the courtroom from the jail, out of the jail, on the bus to the jail, into the courtroom. Where was that perk?
Already in the suit.
Chat. Anybody
Maybe.
in the chat can help me out and tell me where that perk was.
Oh, it was in his birthday suit, is what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are young and slimy. They have a young, slimy life, and there's plenty of slimy places. I'm sure they could put that stuff when they need to transfer them into prison.
Slime meaning lubrication.
I bet you dollars to donuts. That perk was wrapped up in some goddamn plastic and up in that man's booty hole.
Young like slime life ruled the world. Cut. Now he has to slip your pills in his asshole. Good,
like a goddamn suppository.
They don't call it your prison pocket for nothing.
Couldn't that happen to a nicer guy?
He just needs to convert to Prislam.
Yeah, Prislam for sure. That shit cracked
I'm
me
still
up the
dying
other day.
over that shit. I'm dying over that.
Salute the babes. He said, "Got that Nick sack of Reggie." Don't date yourself, man. Don't date yourself, babes, with that lingo, man. He says, "Got that Nick sack of Reggie."
Nick sack.
We're gonna let that one slide though.
Man,
he's better off like.
They don't got dubs. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's probably better off sliding that perk in his dusty ass dreads or some shit.
All this over one pill? I mean, how bad off is he?
He's doing bad, obviously. I think he might be segregated. Because if he was in population, he wouldn't need to do this.
I hope he's Jones and bad.
he might be segregated. I mean, this is just bizarre, man. I mean, like, I'm so speechless.
He spent, all this time living this degenerate, excessive fiending lifestyle, and now he's gonna have to come to terms with it, and he's suffering, and it's, great. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
You a hater,
man. You got to kick the addiction somehow. It's probably the best thing for him.
I wish I could give you guys some more commentary. I know y'all come here for the commentary, guys. Chat. I just.
It's pretty cut and dry, though, right?
I just can't. Some things happen, man, and I just can't. I'm like, man, I just can't.
Y'all right. Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Man.
Look, he just stands up. He's like, all right, now's the time. Yeah.
His boy had to bring in his ass for him because, the state won't, won't take care of him in prison.
The fuck?
And where was he? Oh, okay.
What was that? What was that?
Yeah, it's like, what's that in your hand? Give me that. I mean, it's just like,
what is he reaching for on the wall? He's like fooling with the
door. That's
door
the door.
release.
I think he had just, you know what I think now happened? I think he might have acted like he was going to go back here, like he was trying to, maybe he thought he was going, I don't know. He's talking to some lawyers.
No, you don't. What the fuck was he doing?
This is a door back to where you go to jail. This might not be the jail, but this is like the holding cell back here.
Right. And then they got the hallway that'll take you back to your processing and the bottom of the jail and shit like that.
This shit is just bizarre.
He's dressed like a professional. He just didn't execute whatsoever.
He's dressed like someone totally alien to what he's dressed in, and they would never dress like that except for the fact that, he's such a fucking prolific criminal that the state had to drag him into court and force him to look like a decent civil human being for a little while we prosecute him.
Keyword was like.
Yeah.
Put that in parentheses. Like.
But you get the idea.
Yeah, of course. I've been there.
He's a monkey in a suit, in my opinion.
I'm baffled, man. I want to give y'all some good commentary, and I had a bunch of things that I was going to say, like, yeah. Now it's like, now that I'm here, none of it makes sense anymore.
It ain't your fault.
This is different.
All right, man. We may come back to this.
What I did.
Right.
We may come back to this, man. I feel like I'm dumber.
Wait, that's it? I want to see what they did after they apprehended
The
it.
news is definitely like allegedly hands drugs to the young thug. What the fuck was he doing?
Right. I'm dumber. I'm definitely dumber from seeing that. So let's go. You know what? How many of y'all ever thought like the world is like, what if you had not seen these last 3 years? Say you had passed in 2019 or early 2020, right? Like Kobe did, right?
Mm.
And you, right before shit switched, right? And you didn't get to see these last 2.5, 3 years, right? You wouldn't have believed it, right?
Nah.
Like I don't think people, like if if you had told somebody who passed before, in let's just say January of 2020, that what was going to happen next was going to happen, I don't think they would have believed you. And now this is and just look at how much things have changed, guys. Just look how much things have changed in the last 3 years.
Helping families after emergency SNAP benefits end next month.
Yeah, today Hamilton County Commissioners voted to use American Rescue Plan money to help with the increase in demand and food costs and food assistance. This impacts about 50,000 people in the county. Emergency allotments vary by household and have been paid out once a month for the last 3 years.
We're able to find $2 million to put toward the pantries, food pantries. That's one of the basic things you can have is food. To the food pantries to be able to help people and be ready to go for these emergency situations.
Well, the money will go directly to our region's largest emergency food and services provider, the Free Store Food Bank.
It's time for today's greatest hit. Every night, the Open Mic team finds the best photo, video, or story and shares it with you, and hopes it brings just a little joy to the day. Tonight's greatest hit comes to us from Popville, which posted these pictures of a man hanging on to the front of a bus at the intersection of New Hampshire Avenue and University Boulevard in Hyattsville with the headline, "Speaking of riding the bus." Lord have mercy. I never
should have had a
needed to be
squeegee
anywhere.
Should have been wiping those windows.
Right, but earn your fare.
That
Right.
badly. Is it ever that serious? They don't really stop folks from getting on the bus anymore, even if they don't have money. So there's no need to risk your life just to save $2. I gotta know the story behind this because, I mean, I'm surprised the driver got on the road with this person hanging on to the front of the bus like a human barnacle. Now that I think about it, you know what? I'm not that surprised. I'm not. This looks like this driver called this guy's bluff. Like,
Wow.
Oh, really? I'm about to teach you the definition and mess around and find out. We may never know what the story is behind this. So, you know what? I'm just going to make one up. The guy's name is Pierre Parker. Pierre was bitten by a radioactive roach or a water bug. This is him testing out his superpowers. And thank you to Popville for sharing these pictures of your friendly neighborhood cockroach man hanging on to the front of a bus. As always, if you guys see anything cool, interesting, or funny, please send your photos and videos to us.
Yeah, hilarious. You want to address the constant slaughter in your city or what?
I don't think he has. I don't think. Let me see. This guy doesn't open mic. He doesn't really talk about that type of stuff, man. Let me see if we can
It's
find.
below his pay grade.
Yeah, right. A sun man hanging off the bus windshield is not really far from a mass shooting, right? I mean,
Let
you
me see
never
if
know.
we can find him talking about what's going on in the community. Let's see. Let's see if we can find him talking about
Fashion, music.
he's talking about the
Gatherings.
mass shooting of
Oh.
the black people in Buffalo.
Oh, I thought he was Philadelphia, but Buffalo, yeah.
He's from
So-
DC, right?
Yeah, he's from. I think he's from DC. I don't know if he's from there, but he's on the new DC station.
Right. Yeah, I've seen him on TV. I wish I didn't, but
I seen him walking with his white wife before, man. He's divested, man. Yeah, I don't see him talking about anything really. Yeah, I don't see him talking about anything. But yeah, let me. I just thought it was interesting, man. Like what they talk about, like in the midst of this. Now let's see what's really going on, right? Let's see what's really going on in this jungle of a country.
I've owned a business on this block for 22 years. I've never seen it this bad. Nobody cares to do anything. Nobody wants to do anything. We're pretty much abandoned. Nobody cares about us.
Harry Penachitopoulos owns the Sweet Spot Sporting Bar in Astoria. He says he's fed up with increasing crime in this neighborhood.
The past couple of months, there have been a lot of violent homeless people starting fires, breaking private property, destroying businesses.
His bar security camera catching one homeless man kicking a sign.
glider.
2 days later,
Yeah.
the same man returns, becoming even more violent.
And a couple of nights ago, one guy who's a big recurring problem in the neighborhood grabbed a giant 30-pound brick and threw it at myself and my employees, missing one of my employees by about an inch. Would have killed him if it hit him.
Police arrested the man you see in this video, 42-year-old David Stack, charging him with reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and harassment. He has 12 prior arrests for
12 prior arrests. A fucking a glider on the streets, running around the streets of New York with 12 prior arrests, terrorizing shit. Maybe this will get them to shut this shit down.
Yeah, I mean, I got to thank Sisters for this one.
Hopefully they'll be like, because it looks
Sisters
different.
and white liberals.
This shit looks a lot different when it's a glider. You know what I'm saying? It looks a lot different. It's to the average person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God.
Oh,
You know,
when he stomped on a sign instead of somebody's head.
Yeah, we got to do something about this. I think this might be what actually gets people to want to move on this crime stuff, man. Because
You got Sisters out here talking about you can see the hate in the way he kicked that sign down.
right, because it's like, as a white man, this scene is more competent, more capable, right?
Not only that, but the subtleties and vagaries of your nature are interpreted by some people to be deliberate acts of oppression and discrimination, right? Which sometimes they are at this point, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm not even going down that lane. That's a different lane. I'm talking about the fact that the group that's fueling all this, liberals, blacks and whites, both of them view whites as more competent. They don't think black people can know what a DMV is. They don't think black people have internet. They don't think black people know how to do anything, right?
Both groups view each other in the opposite light. Some people view gliders as being inherently more competent and just assume that they're going to be and act in a more dignified manner, like they ought to know better. And gliders look at some people and they think the opposite. Basically, they think, oh, well, they're just going to act like crazy.
Yeah. And here's the things, but when you see white guys doing crime brazenly and openly, I think that does make people think, oh shit, this shit might be out of control if they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Are they calling it mental illness?
Well, I mean, whatever it is, I think that if white guys go around punching 70-year-old Asian women,
it'll only take 2 or 3 before that becomes a national question or a national conversation again.
Right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and then they'll be like, "Yeah, see, we told you this was the face of Asian hate."
But they will do something about it.
Similar crimes.
We're afraid he's going to come and stab us when he gets out of jail. It's a very big problem. We're all very scared.
These small business owners tell me they have tried to reach out to local lawmakers for help, but have not gotten the kind of response they say they need.
We want to see the businessmen protected. We want to see the homeowners protected. We feel that we're not
the only problem is that you're not going to have a lot of victims of black victims, because this guy's targeting business owners. And no black people own anything in any of these cities. Salute to PL Sandridge. He says, greetings, Ock and Nation. Epic show last night. AP shooting straight. Salute AP, Brown Sugar, Georgia, and the guys. Yeah, man. AP, and I missed it. I gotta repost that, man. I missed most of it. I still heard AP and Brown Sugar had a good debate. I gotta go back and look at that.
Yeah, it should finally happen.
Senator Topoulos says that he emails and calls his representatives at City Council and in Albany, but they've gone unanswered. We tried to. We're still waiting. In the meantime, he says he's taken a restraining order out against the homeless man in this video for himself and his bar, something he hopes protects his bar and his customers. In Astoria, Sharon Crowley, Fox 5 News.
And off the top here at 6 o'clock, we are
The
learning
fucking
more about the
cool
woman
ass
that was
people.
killed in a triple shooting in D.C.
She was just there picking up some food and an innocent bystander. This is when she was shot. Fox 5's David Kaplan, he's been speaking with the victim's family tonight and joins us live now from police headquarters. David?
Angie, Rob just got off a Zoom call with the daughter and the mother of 54-year-old Dale Hansen. She was standing inside a restaurant in Southeast just before 9 o'clock last night when she was struck in the head by a bullet that police say was meant for someone else. A 15-year-old boy is charged with firing that fatal shot. Take a look at some pictures.
Think about this. This woman's standing in a restaurant, gets shot in the head by a 15-year-old she's probably never laid eyes on. Where does this happen? Every day. This story, we did like 10 of these the other day in different cities. This happens. I think, are y'all familiar with the, I think it's like a dynamic or theory where like when numbers are too big, people lose concept of it. Like if you say 1 million people were killed, people just, they can't really fathom that big of a number.
Yeah, it's the whole Stalin thing, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't happen in their immediate proximal vicinity, almost.
Well,
It's like a mental rationalization coping mechanism. You can't, deal with that individually, right? So you just deal with it in the only way you can.
Yeah.
Because this story right here is not uncommon. Tonight we'll probably do 5 or 6 of them if we get to pick a city. A woman standing in the store, ordering some food, boom, a bullet hits in the head, she's dead.
Damn, bro, I have that same T-shirt that lady's wearing in the middle. She got that shit from Five Below.
Rob just got off a Zoom call with the daughter and the mother of 54-year-old Dale Hansen. She was standing inside a restaurant in Southeast just before 9 o'clock last night when she was struck in the head by a bullet that police say was meant for someone else. A 15-year-old boy is charged with firing that fatal shot. Take a look at some pictures of Hansen that we just got from family. I spoke with Tamika Keys, her daughter, and her mother, Gloria Hansen. Both say they are devastated but coping. They say Dale Hansen was a mother, a grandmother, a loving and caring person. They say she was at the restaurant last night to pick up food for a relative who was grieving a loss of their own that they didn't.
Oh, come on. Yo, don't tell me it's gun violence. Tell me it's high blood pressure, please.
Oh my God.
Tell me it's something other than high blood pressure and gun violence.
Wow.
Mourning their own one recently left the gun violence.
I mean, and listen, you can't get these people to address this.
Yeah.
I mean,
imagine you're like, hey, babe, I can't even go outside right now. Can you go get me some food you can go get me a plate? And she goes to get you a plate, and she gets shot to death while she's doing that for you because you're my God, Blackistan.
You're so distraught that your fucking loved one got killed the day before. Oh man, it's literally like Final Destination meets like Groundhog Day. Like it's literally like just
seriously disturbing.
Strangest place.
She was at the restaurant last night to pick up food for a relative who was grieving a loss of their own, that they didn't want to believe that she was the victim here, Hansen was, because she usually goes to bed much earlier than when the shooting happened just before 9 p.m. Take a listen to part of our interview.
We just, hopefully they catch everybody who was involved in it. Hopefully they catch them. So that we can get some justice for her. But she didn't deserve this. She was too kind of a person to deserve to go out the way that she went out.
Yeah, we're reasonably
just
confident
to fill
that
you in
since
on
she
the-
got smoked at the grocery or the restaurant,
I don't care if she could have been a complete bitch and an asshole.
Yeah,
and all
it
that
doesn't
shit. She didn't
even
deserve to
matter.
get shot like that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what type of person she was. She could have been like a little fucking old fucking hook-nosed witch that goes around pinching little kids all day. And it's like, well, maybe then if she did that, she would deserve it. But it's
You
like,
kids vote?
but it's like, but it's like, I mean, God damn, man. I mean, shit.
Details here. Police said today that a 15-year-old and another adult male were outside the restaurant on Benning Road when someone walked up and shot both of them. The 15-year-old then pulled out a gun and fired towards that shooter, police say. Somehow shots were fired into the restaurant, killing Henson, who again was picking up food.
Somehow.
It's still unclear.
So the 15-year-old got shot by another guy. I know exactly what this is. This is like right around the corner from where my sister lives at. I used to live over here too. Yeah, this is where I lived in 2017. Anybody remember when I was on YouTube in 2017? This is where I lived at. It's a very, the people over here, a lot of good people over there. But the ones that aren't are evil. I mean, evil.
That's true.
And they think it's cute. They think that being evil is cute.
Yeah.
And just to fill you in on the details here, police said today that a 15-year-old and another adult male were outside the restaurant on Benning Road when someone walked up and shot both of them. The 15-year-old then pulled out a gun and fired towards that shooter, police say. Somehow shots were fired into the restaurant, killing Henson, who again was picking up food. It's still unclear and under investigation why the shots were fired inside, but at this time, police are still calling Henson an unintended target.
Kind of clear, right? I mean, look, if we described this accurately, in this report and said, all right, a bunch of little sunwords got into a gun battle on the corner and murdered this innocent woman. This 15-year-old is being charged with murder for, not, accidentally releasing the bullet from the gun or whatever the fuck they have to do to skirt around the truth for these things.
He got shot. He's pulls out
Somehow
his
the
gun
bullet entered the store.
and just starts shooting. I mean,
And
that
never
this
mind the fact it's a 15-year-old with a firearm.
Yeah, but this kid's not going to do more than 3 or 4 years in prison because he got shot.
Yeah.
He's returning fire, even though guns are 100% illegal without a license in DC, 100% illegal. It's still like there's no way he's in jail past 18 or 21, at least at past 21. No
For
way.
all we know, it's equal likelihood that he could have been just doing the shooting himself, So it's not like, some noble defender here.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about somebody who's hanging out in front of a liquor store, carry out over there, a liquor store over there, with a
A
gun on him.
15-year-old hanging out in front of a liquor store.
With a grown man. That around there, that's a. If he's hanging out in front of a liquor store with a gun on him at that time of night with another grown man with him, he's a bad hombre, man.
They treat
Yeah,
us
you're not at home with your own weapon. Not at home with your own weapon, sitting inside your fucking living room.
The bad hombre, man. That's a little hoodie.
It's an unintended target in this shooting. Police are continuing their search, and this is what the family just alluded to, for the initial shooter who sort of set off this chain of events that led to this exchange of gunfire. Again, at this time, police have not arrested that person, nor have they released the name of the 15-year-old now charged with Henson's killing. Back to you.
Milwaukee shots. What the fuck?
Wait,
What shots?
Somebody ain't doing their job right.
Maybe it's coming later.
Oh.
And they put the goddamn thing in front of him.
Buried the lead on this one.
The super chat.
God damn it. Right.
Walked off the porch and got smoked by a sunman or
The
something.
Isaiah Factor Uncensored
You gotta save cost.
right now. And welcome to the
that Cedric
Factor
the
Uncensored.
Entertainer? Oh.
Thank you for joining us tonight. New video shows a woman some of us can see as a cherished mother, grandmother, while others simply see her as an old black thieving bitch stealing from their convenience store.
Damn.
Whoa.
He came in hot, man. Jesus Christ, pump your brakes, homie.
Tell us what you really think, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, uncensored. Okay.
I think he's been listening to your show, man. Or you've been listening to Tommy.
I need a 20, man. 20-second timeout, man. Hey, man, slow down, man.
Oh.
About to call her a terminate BT.
Jesus Christ.
A Factor Uncensored
Came out swinging. Ding, 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 ding.
right now. And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. New video shows a woman some of us can see as a cherished mother, grandmother, while others simply see her as an old black thieving bitch stealing from their convenience store.
Yo. Oh, that's good.
Your mother.
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
Oh my God. He said your mom.
I felt like he was talking about my mom.
Damn right, yeah. I'm offended, man. What the fuck? Jeez, man. Isaiah, man. It must be another reason. Maybe he's taking a victim narrative. Maybe he's.
Oh, I'm 100. He's on her side.
Yeah, because the people who caught her might not be black. So it's like
he's saying the people who did this are inhuman and can't empathize with her.
Exactly. That's what, because there's no way like he came in hot. He came in scorched.
Gotta get the activist. Yeah, you gotta get that activist going, you know?
Right. Like this is like
shake it up.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were halfway to dialing the studio to call and cancel him.
Right.
Yeah. Damn. That was a full pack of Mentos and a Coke bottle right there.
Right.
Then they remembered humor.
And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. New video shows a woman some of us can see as a cherished mother, grandmother, while others simply see her as an old black thieving bitch stealing from their convenience store. It's horrible. And Ms. Smith, forgive me for saying that. But I wanted to get across the analogy to send home our point tonight. Miss Betty Smith was making a quick trip.
Yep. Knew it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He said that shit.
Miss Betty
that old
Smith.
black thieving bitch.
He put all those words in these people's mouths. That's what I'm saying. If this was some black people that just did this, it wouldn't even make the fucking news. Like these white people are held to such a high standard, man.
To a convenience store in Austin County for ice cream, and look at this. The senior citizen found herself in a headlock, surrounded by what's reminiscent.
That's actually not a headlock.
I'm bullshitting.
Her windpipe is literally not even being touched. It's not even. There's not a finger on her windpipe.
Yeah, I know a little bit of
old school lynch mob. Even an arm around her throat, subduing
got right out.
A headlock was she was in for probably. It probably wasn't. They probably that snapshot was needed to make it like she probably was in this position for maybe a 1/10 of a second. What?
Store in Austin County for ice cream, and look at this. The senior citizen found herself in a headlock, surrounded by what's reminiscent of an old school lynch mob. Even an arm.
Y'all got to do better than this, man. Wow.
It's a lynch
Reaching
mob,
for the
y'all.
fucking stars. A lynch mob. Really?
Oh my God.
Around
That's
her
the most pathetic
throat,
lynch mob I've ever
subduing
seen
her.
in my life.
These were young people who were ready to show, and forgive me once again for saying this thieving woman who was in charge, letting her know they were in charge. Here's how it started. Mrs. Smith says she spotted a $50 bill on the floor in the convenience store in Industry, Texas. So she picked it up, like we all would do. And moments later, all hell broke loose. Workers ran around her and locked the door to the store so she couldn't leave. She was cornered. She once again was even put in a headlock. All three workers have been
they set her up.
fired. And the manager told Fox 26 he did not condone that behavior. But Smith and her family say it's not enough. They say they want.
It ain't enough. It's not enough.
What the fuck?
We want your store. We want everything you've worked for, sir.
He did not condone that behavior. But Smith and her family say it's not enough. They say they want charges brought against the workers. And they're also
She's asking
upset
for the 50
with
back.
how the sheriff's office handled and responded to the situation without trying to figure out what was going on in the video. And if you watch the video, I watched it earlier today, you see a deputy pull up and then go straight for the black woman without even asking questions or
Because he was called and the dispatcher. This guy can't, Isaiah. You can't be that stupid. He wasn't called there for the store employees. It would be asinine to think that he would come and lock up one of the store employees when he was called to the store for the black woman.
No, he pulled up. He was like, black detected.
Beep 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 beep.
Chat, hit one. If you think that there's no way Isaiah could be that fucking stupid. Hit two if you think that he could be that stupid. Or you because I think he can't be that fucking stupid, man.
Maybe he was trying to read to us between the lines and tell us what actually was going on here, that she really was a thieving old son bitch.
911. What's your
Hello, I'd like to order a pizza. Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah, we got we have a woman. She seems an elderly black woman here. She stole something. Can you send officers by? And the officers and the dispatcher gets on, switches over. Do we have any units near such and such store? Yeah. We're by such and such store. What's the issue? I need a unit over to such and such store. There's reports of a theft. Black woman, black female, elderly, gray shirt, short hair. And then the cop pulls up, and he's supposed to go to arrest one of the fucking employees. I just don't fucking like, what the fuck is wrong with niggas? I mean, he can't be that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? How black? Like, you can't be that stupid. It's impossible, right?
You would think.
It's like they want them to let her do what she wants to do and go.
Well, I don't believe the story to begin with. That she went and picked up a $50 bill, and suddenly she was swarmed by gliders that locked the door.
Right.
Like, aha, got you.
Right. That sounds more like a setup. But then that sounds more like a setup. And then all of them got fucking fired for it. Yeah. So yeah, totally organic.
In a headlock. All three workers have been fired. And the manager told Fox 26 he did not condone that behavior. But Smith and her family say it's not enough. They say they want charges brought against the workers. And they're also upset with how the sheriff's office handled and responded to the situation without trying to figure out what was going on in the video. And if you watch the video, I watched it earlier today, you see a deputy pull up and then go straight for the black woman without even asking questions or investigating. Let's get to our guest here in the studio. We have with us Mrs. Betty Smith. her grandchildren and family and friends, and Tiffany Perry. Glad to have you here. First of all, when you went to that store, did you ever imagine anything like that happening to you?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever been to that store? Have you ever seen those employees before?
Yeah, I mean, I've stayed there a lifetime almost. I've been there 40-some years, and before that, I stayed out in the country part. I've been in the industry all my life.
And so what happened? Take us back step by step. You went into the store, you were leaving.
No.
And what happened?
Well, I went into the store, and when I went in there, I said, oops. I said, my lucky day. I said, I found a $50 bill. Because I wanted them to be aware that when the camera see me, picked it up off the floor.
So you announced, you told them you found a $50 bill.
Yeah. And she told me, she said, I'm the manager, and you're going to have to give it to me.
Wow.
She said, my friend might have dropped it when he was here earlier. They didn't even know it was down there. It was just laying there in the opening, and I picked it up.
And so what happened after that?
I told her.
We see an argument ensue, and you guys get into an argument, and we can see you where you lash at someone. And what happened? Tell us about that.
It wore my ass out. That's what they did.
And I'm sorry about that, because it's a horrible situation for you to go through. But they were all on you, right?
Yeah, I couldn't get her loose. I was scared. I was terrified. Ooh, that girl in the pink just had me double. And she was all up in my ear, all close in my face, spitting all in my face, and I was too scared to spit back.
So this woman grabbed her and started spitting in her face. Who believes that?
She looks terrified.
I'm just. It might be true. Don't tell me what you think. Who believes that this woman in the pink rolled up and just started spitting in her face?
So in the context of like literally spitting in her face, or just yelling so much that she spits in her face by?
Well, she's intimating that she was spitting in her face.
All right, I'll take her word for it then.
Okay.
It's pretty close. It could have happened either way.
What does that feel like for you?
Ooh, I felt like I was coming to death. But then my feet started burning real bad from nerve damage. I said, can I please get out and get my medicine? The police just looked at me, never unlocked the door and let me out. I said, my special needs son is in the car. I said, I need to get out of here to my baby.
Okay, yeah, that's her special needs son right there.
Never unlocked the door and let me out.
And they just held you there.
Yeah.
Now, one of you guys were at the door. Who was at the door trying to get her out?
I'm at the door trying to get her out.
And explain what that situation was, because we see you in the video. If we can show that video again, we see you guys are banging on the door. Let her out, let her out.
Yes, I was begging them to let her out. I didn't come up there to start any confusion with anybody, even though everything had went on.
You went to the store.
Yes, I just wanted them to let her out. I let them know it was illegal. I started recording in hopes that they would open the door and let her out. Still no luck. They never let her out. When the police officer came, I guess she took that as a chance to leave out of the store, but she was still guarding the door. So me still not trying to touch her, not trying to cause any problems. I just said, you need to move out of the front of the door and let her out of here now. Her shoes are on one side, her keys are on one side. She's crying. She's begging to be let out. And she said no, she would not let her out. She started fighting me at the door, and the police officer arrested me when he came, and I was telling him.
So when he showed up, and which department is this? Austin County
Police Department.
When this Austin County deputy showed up, he saw your black face and said, "This is the troublemaker."
Yes, he said, "I saw you assault
trying to
her."
ascertain what the hell was going on.
Yes, he told me that. I saw you assault
Probably
her.
screaming
I told him,
louder
"My
than
grandma
everybody
is locked in that
combined."
store. Can you please get my grandma out of that store?" He was so worried about arresting me. I asked him later on, could I take a statement? He refused our statements. We never got to put statements in, and they've just treated us really bad. And they've ignored us until today. So.
And what did they say anything to you today?
Earlier when we did talk to Travis Kane, he told us that he hadn't seen the video. He wasn't aware of the case at all so far. If we could email it to him, something like that. But no. We haven't got any updates until you guys spoken to them.
And seeing all of this as a family member, what does that do to you?
Actually, that's my mom, and this is my daughter. They called me to come there, and I drove up, and that's exactly what he was arresting her. He was detaining her, putting her in the car, and the girl was still standing in front of the door, and my mom was still on the inside of the store. beating on the door, crying, begging to get out.
That was not his concern, the deputy's concern.
Not at all.
He just wanted to focus on your daughter.
That's right.
And tell me, seeing that kind of injustice, that lopsided ass justice that you're witnessing, what does that do to you?
I mean, it's been horrible. It's been traumatizing. I don't sleep at night. I have not slept since that happened. That it's bad. It's sad. But I mean, unfortunately,
Chiquita Jenkins?
it really don't surprise me that happened there.
Who believes that Chiquita Jenkins doesn't sleep after this incident?
Yeah, well, her model doesn't need to sleep. Look, if I saw 3, series of Terminatrixes, and when I rolled up, I'd be concerned too as an officer.
She treats this worse act than a shooting involving juvies.
She's seen a lot, man. Chiquita's seen a lot, man. Trust me, she slept like a baby tonight. Don't believe this. Don't believe Chiquita, man.
It happens all the time. Nobody just talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you
hold on. This happens all the time. No one talks about it. Listen, this is why I tell you they're liars. No, this type of stuff happens all the time to black people by white people, and no one talks about it. Ma'am, we've been talking about it for a decade straight.
Longer than that.
Every fucking day. And you gotta see this thing about you, Gladys, man, how soft y'all are. Y'all have bent over backwards, tied yourself in a pretzel over this shit, and then a sister comes out and says some shit like this.
Seeing that kind of injustice, that lopsided ass justice that you're witnessing, what does that do to you?
I mean, it's been horrible. It's been traumatizing. I don't sleep at night. I have not slept since that happened. It's bad. It's sad. But I mean, unfortunately, it really don't surprise me that happened there. It happens all the time. Nobody just talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
And your thoughts about seeing all of this, going through all of this?
I have some of the same feelings. This is my Aunt Betty, and these are my cousins. I'm just here to support my family. We want justice. I want justice.
But it's got to be enraging.
Yeah, it is.
To see your aunt go through something like that.
It was.
With people, young people with their arms around her damn throat.
And it was. And as soon as I received the call and I saw the videos, well, I received the calls before I saw the videos. And I immediately got to work. I got to emailing. I got to posting, sharing, anybody that I could think of outside
From
of
the
our
horse's
little
mouth,
town
y'all.
that could bring awareness to this situation. I've been up.
I didn't see the videos, but I got on posted
think
nationwide
this
about
should
it
be
and every
disciplined,
single social media.
Yes.
investigated? What?
I think that he had personal ties to these people. I think that it was more than just him being a cop. I think he was being a friend to them. I think he knew them personally.
And I don't even know about that.
Yeah,
I
was on the inside. And
Let's bring Ms. Smith back in. Go ahead.
I was on the inside. When she told me, she said, "You want to go to jail?" She said, "I'm going to call the law." And then they talked to each other and called so-and-so. And so I said, "Now you calling somebody you know, huh?" And she dialed 911 on her cell phone, and I dialed 911 on my cell phone. But she called his personal phone and called him up there.
Now, how do you know this was his personal phone that she called?
Because I heard him talking.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "So you calling a friend of yours, huh?"
Going through something like this, how does that leave you feeling now in your hometown, the place that you live 40 plus years?
Well,
damn, Isaiah. Isaiah landed on thick, man.
I feel real bad for it, but I don't think I'll ever see daylight with this. I think they're going to do this till the day I close my eyes. I mean, they've been doing it as long as I've been there.
Oh, my heart breaks for you, sister.
But they fired all three of those people, though. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they all got major consequences.
And you go to this store, you said you go to this store all the time for 40 years. You've been frequenting this store for 40 years. And you've been putting the headlock up there every other time. Like, what's going on, sister?
Are you planning any protests? Are you looking for activists to?
Yes.
Actually,
Looking for activists to go protest.
Oh, I told you, get that activist going.
Had to go through this.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you guys coming on The Factor Uncensored. Are you guys planning any protests? Are you looking for activists to?
Yes.
Let me
Actually,
find out
at
a year
this point,
later
we
she
don't
gets
know.
shot
We don't
dead in
know.
the drive-by.
We don't know what's next.
God damn.
But we definitely don't plan on stopping here. We've been quiet
Next
too
Martin
long.
Luther King Day.
We're not
Yeah.
shutting up anymore.
Anymore.
We want to thank you all for joining us. Miss Smith, you take care.
These black people been
Chiquita
quiet.
looks like a quiet, introspective sister that don't make a lot of fuss about things.
We've been quiet for too long, man. Black people been quiet for too long, man. We not putting up with this shit no more, man.
If that was y'all being quiet, goddamn.
Yeah, man. we black folk have been quiet for too long, man.
Story this morning, a controversial bond decision from the 36th District Court. It has prosecutors and the victim's family outraged.
Now, a man accused of shooting a young woman at a Detroit gas station was given a bond reduction, dropping that bond from $1 million down to $250,000, and now he's back out on the street. 7 Action News reporter Peter Maxwell is live for us outside of 36th District.
And I don't feel sorry. After seeing that last one, that last story has hardened my heart, at least for the rest of the night, man. How about chat? Has that last story hardened your heart to the plight of sisters? It's done it for me, man. I have no sympathy for these sisters for the rest of the night, man.
I don't know. The Sunman will definitely change your mind on that one. With the shit
Maybe, but as of now, I have no more sympathy for these sisters, man.
Story this morning, a controversial bond decision from the 36th District Court. It has prosecutors and the victim's family outraged.
Now, a man accused of shooting a young woman at a Detroit gas station was given a bond reduction, dropping that bond from $1 million down to $250,000, and now he's back out on the street. 7 Action News reporter Peter Maxwell is live for us outside of 36th District Court with the new action by prosecutors. Peter?
Good morning. Torrin Hudson is a man accused of shooting the woman identified right now as Kyla in the neck at a Sunoco gas station, and he will be in court again this coming Friday morning for a emergency bond hearing. As you said, his bond was set originally at $1 million, but then was lowered to $250,000 by Judge Larry Williams, and prosecutors were outraged, and they're also outraged at the fact that he wasn't even given a GPS tether.
Kyla was shot in the neck by a man she had never met last month on December 21st at a gas station. Kyla and her mother, Ketta, are terrified that the man, Torrin Hudson, is walking free at this very moment.
She was crying. I was crying.
Kyla has had to undergo multiple surgeries on one of her lungs and has been in the intensive care unit for weeks, but is finally out.
This is a very traumatic thing that happened to her. She's having nightmares. She's very fearful. She has triggers. She was a true innocent bystander.
It all started when Hudson got into an argument with this clerk at this Sunoco gas station. Kyla was close by, and she tried to escape to her car, but Hudson followed.
He got in the vehicle before her, choked her, put the gun to her head, and said, give me everything that you have.
During those tense moments in the car, that's when the situation escalated, and Hudson then pointed the gun to Kyla's lower neck and pulled the trigger. And then Hudson took off, and police started to chase him.
So he got caught in the act of this. This wasn't like, we think you did this. They chased him from the scene of doing this. He did all of this at a gas station in front of witnesses and cameras. They caught him a block away after chasing him from the scene. How does that guy, how do you bump into that guy at the grocery store the next day?
Yeah, how did they let him out on bond?
Broken.
That's how they reduce his fucking bond, and then he pops back out.
I could see if it was like something where it happened, under an overpass somewhere, on the edge of town, nobody knows anything, and they're like, okay, this guy did it. We have reason to believe that this guy did it. and it's like, well, what's your evidence? We're close. We're mum on that. We're close-lipped. The investigation's still going on. Maybe you get a guy a bond on that case, but not when he did this. And
You take this guy and he's still got the blood of his victim all over it.
And you chased him from the scene, and you tackled him and wrestled him to the ground and put him in cuffs and dragged him off to jail. It's like no question that he's the guy, and then you let him out.
And then one of the cops later on, it turns out he had a history, so the whole thing gets thrown out of court.
Right. One of the cops recited a Meek Mill verse on Twitter.
He wore blackface, right? Blackface.
Yeah, did blackface back in high
Halloween.
school, and the case got to get thrown out, or the jury's gonna be like predominantly white and got to be thrown out.
Was close by, and she tried to escape to her car, but Hudson followed.
She was a true innocent bystander.
It all started when Hudson got into an argument with this clerk at the Sunoco gas station. Kyla was close by, and she tried to escape to her car, but Hudson followed.
He got in the vehicle before her, choked her, put the gun to her head, and said, give me everything that you have.
During those tense moments in the car, that's when the situation escalated, and Hudson then pointed the gun to Kyla's lower neck and pulled the trigger. And then Hudson took off, and police started to chase him.
Subsequently, for the safety of our community, we utilized our aviation.
Hudson led police on a chase through 3 counties and was
bring out the
finally arrested.
helicopter.
He appeared in front of Judge Larry Williams, who set his bond from $1 million to $250,000 with no GPS tracker, which allowed Hudson to walk free. And Keita is not happy.
When I found out the news, I actually went to the judge's chambers. He had a sign on his door, and I interrupted him in a Zoom meeting, and I needed answers. I need to understand, why would you let this violent offender out?
The Wayne County prosecutor.
Because you've begged for it for the last 20 years.
True.
You've demanded it. You demanded it. That's why. Nate Campbell, your device is not connected.
I want to see her Facebook during the George Floyd Black Palestinian Spring.
Last week.
You looking for that? You looking for the June 2nd Black Square?
Right, exactly.
You don't have to go back with these people. All you have to go back is to last week, man, when some white person did something in Walmart, or some rude white person said
Karen
something.
sucked her teeth at a sister in Walmart.
Yeah.
That has the captivation of the Sun audience in America while
Right.
the slaughter commences or continues.
Maybe she saw the last video we saw and she had something to say about it, With Isaac or whatever his name was.
Yeah. I gave Rob a monitor up.
They're out.
The Wayne County prosecutors tell 7 Action News they objected to the lower bond. In a statement, they said, quote, considering the seriousness of the case, at the very least, a GPS tether is needed and an order for house arrest.
I mean, just hearing from Kyla's mom there, Peter, she was fired up. And what time will the next hearing will take place? And will there be a new judge?
And there will be a new judge presiding over this case. Judge Larry Williams will not be presiding over this case. Instead, Judge Patricia Jefferson will be the one presiding over it tomorrow morning. At 8.
That sounds like a mammy. She gonna just like
Patricia Jefferson.
There's no way she revokes his bond.
30 a.m. Back to Keenan and Alicia.
Yeah, we will be following it. Peter Think is it live report.
We need our community now. Are we ready to work together? Yes!
Dozens of West African citizens of Seattle took to the street last week to protest the ousting of their leader, the founder of the West African Community Council, also known as WAC, over allegations of missing money. The leader's name is Issa Njai.
Issa, leader! Issa, leader! Issa!
WAC is a standout nonprofit that served more than 4,000 West African immigrants over the last decade.
Yo, this is terrifying. The people of Seattle too stupid to see how terrifying this is.
You know what that reminds me of? Y'all seen The Bug's Life when they got the evil ants like marching in a row?
Yeah.
Yo, this is horrifying. If you're from Seattle, you just move, man. You got a chance now.
Over the last decade.
Everybody running to the coconut tree.
They provide preschool educational services, food, rent assistance, transportation, and free immigration legal services. There's nothing like it in the Northwest.
We need the community back right now.
But in the last year, legal infighting by board members led a King County judge to appoint an outsider, a legal custodian known as a receiver, to take over the nonprofit's operation. The founder and executive director, Issa Njai, a beloved community leader who donated his family home to the charity, was out.
He worked hard. He donated. He gave up his job. This was his house that he bought for his family. He donated. He gave it up for the West African community to gain.
Issa Njai is a well-respected 44-year-old immigrant from Senegal. He serves on the King County Immigrant and Refugee Commission. He speaks 3 languages, has a master's in public administration from the University of Washington, and he's forged strong government alliances to lift up West African immigrants. Here he is with then Mayor Jenny Durkin in 2021. Durkin met with children and toured the facility to announce full city funding for WAC's preschool program.
Losing him, like, we would lose everything we built, because, you know, we all built this together with him.
And I don't want
really see anything wrong with this
issue to tarnish that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I see is that, like, you got a bunch of fucking Africans in fucking Seattle, man.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't a good look, but
yo, that's gonna. Well,
Seattle Attorney Dan Bugbee is WAC's court-appointed receiver. The issue he uncovered last month, Issa Njai had a secret WAC bank account that didn't show up on any of the nonprofit's official books, with hundreds of thousands of dollars passing through it every few months. What was
He's basically like the leader that they left in their home country. If he's the leader of this little whack thing, West African thing, he's just like the president of Nigeria, the president of Sierra Leone, the president of Ivory Coast, the president of fucking Ghana.
yeah, he's doing what he do.
This is just how
Apple don't fall from the
This
Apple
is
don't fall far from the tree.
what they do.
Passing through it every few months.
What was your reaction when you uncovered that?
Shock.
Groups such as Boeing, Group Health, United Way of King County, and the Seattle Foundation were making large donations into the WAC account, money meant to help people in need. But bank records show transfers and purchases that don't appear to have anything to do with supporting immigrant children and families.
There's no doubt in my mind that
Sound like BLM
this was
all
not
over again.
being done transparently. It wasn't being reported to government agencies, and certainly wasn't turned over to me, which was the court's order.
In the financial records, we found donated money paid for items such as 2 airplane tickets and products at the South Center Apple Store. $3,000 went to Lexus of Bellevue. But the vast majority was transferred directly from the nonprofit's bank account to Njai's personal one. It started out small, a few $100 at a time, but grew to regular deposits of $50,000 and $100,000. Nearly.
I mean, like, how do you
hit the super chat?
Yeah. How do you dispute this? Because they're gonna dispute this. They're gonna try to be like, he's being set up by the white man. He's being framed. Look at this.
It's reparation.
Going to your personal bank account. I could see like it's a kitty or something, and like maybe like, you know what I'm saying, like you get a flat tire coming to work one day and you need to use these funds to get your flat fixed and shit, then you'll replace it later. Look at all these fucking transactions going from Boeing and fucking all these companies straight to his personal bank account.
These ain't those little gas station transactions, like phone cards and stuff like that. It's not that.
This is wow. And if he would have kept it with the hundreds, he might have got away with it maybe. But he just couldn't.
Yeah, prolonged it.
He couldn't wait, man. He's greedy.
Started out small, a few $100 at a time, but grew to regular deposits of $50,000 and $100,000, nearly $2.5 million total.
Did your client steal from the West African community?
High value man.
Mr. Njai strongly, emphatically maintains that not a single cent is missing. And that every...
I mean, like, how the fuck?
It's not missing. They found it. He's right.
Salute the
he thinks it was legit. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So salute to Nate Campbell, man. He says, thanks, I've been rolling with you for years. Let's keep the $5 challenge train going. Yeah, $5 challenge, man. Salute to Nate Campbell. Salute to Nate Ways, man. Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man. Salute to the lovely Stephanie McCoy. She said, I won't read this. Yeah, man. I won't read that, man. This is this is troubling, man. I mean, this is how it starts. This is how you get Dearborn, Michigan. This is how you get these places where, you know, they're basically third world countries.
Single cent went to the community and not to himself.
Jeff Wheat is Njai's attorney and spoke on his behalf. He says his client knows he didn't follow the rules, but that his heart was in the right place, that the money eventually made it to undocumented immigrants and members of the community who don't trust government-supported programs.
So it could have helped somebody else, is what you're saying.
You know what?
Or
the government,
it could have been
that old trope of like, oh, they went in and dropped crack off in the hood and they dropped off guns. They should have done that. That would have benefited them. They wouldn't be sitting here bullshitting and complaining about, oh, this guy fucking made off with X amount of money and it's and not trying to blame him. No,
in Africa, they just killed him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, handle this shit.
Yeah, it was. This is bizarre, man.
Government-supported programs.
So it could have helped somebody else, is what you're saying.
Or it could have been something akin to money laundering. I don't see any of the markers or the red flags that I personally would associate with misappropriation, living high off the hog, stealing money from children,
$50,000 a
and
month,
using it on yourself.
Yeah, this is his lawyer. This is his defense lawyer.
Oh, that's not what I see here.
Watch it.
Back at the community council, services continue.
We need our community now.
And the temporary leaders want to get past the scandal and gain the trust of the community to keep it that way.
We have to keep it going.
Dr. Jonathan Vidudu is WAC's interim director. He says he's working hard to keep ISA's original vision alive. And to their donors, he has a message.
It is an organization that should not go down. Please, donors out there, do not let WAC down. We are.
Yo.
They're gonna. He
didn't know about this shit.
Yo, this guy's gonna be in trouble in maybe 6 months. 6 months from now, this guy's gonna be in trouble. I promise you. Salute to D, man. He said, keep up the great content, man. Captain Crunch says, what up, Ock Nation? What's going on, man? Yeah, this guy's gonna be in trouble in a couple months. This guy right here, I promise you, they can't help themselves, man. Let me get to this situation with the racist.
A guy just in
the racist
the
FedEx guy, man. Yeah, this one right here.
A guy just insisted that this particular FedEx worker is the N-word. All right. Here it is.
Speech, you stupid monkey.
Come on, hey, say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Go ahead, get out, dumb.
I'm what?
Are you a dumb? What part? You want to around with a white man? You run over my dog, I will show.
Anybody running over?
Uh-oh. Did you hear that?
Fuck was dog.
Yeah. He said, if you run over my dog, so obviously there was something that preceded this. The interaction, who thinks the interaction starts right here? Hit one if you think this is the beginning of it.
Oh, excuse me. What did you call me?
Like this is where we're supposed to believe all this started.
Come on, hey, say it again.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Get out, you.
So this guy's barefoot. He's barefoot. He's on a very nice, like this is a huge property. This is a gated community. And he's just saw the FedEx guy and ran up on him and started calling him N-words.
Yeah, of course.
This guy's digging his phone out of his pocket, saying,
That's
"I
not-
got something for you, wet crack ass dog. Fucking, run over your dog. Just say something." And then he pulls the phone out.
I think the FedEx driver may have been, driving a little fast or something, almost hit his dog. There was a dust up. Words were exchanged. Son, man, we talk. We always take it gangster. We always, man, you know what I'm saying? We take it there. The glider takes it there too. FedEx guy pulls out his phone, and that's what we see. I think because a lot of times as a son, man, I'm not used to gliders taking it there too. I'm used to gliders being like, calm or reserved, reasoned, trying to talk it out, reason. You're not used to a glider say, "Well, fuck you, come on in, get out the fucking truck then." You're not used to that.
If it was another son, man, he would have pulled out his gun instead of the phone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
he never pulled out his phone on another son.
The one semi-self-respecting UPS driver. I'm telling you, this guy probably backed down the driveway, didn't see the dog. This guy it looks like he's on his day off or something like that, sitting in his office, probably observing the security cams on that nice ass, like 2, 3 acre, 4 acre lot. And he saw all that shit came down and was like, what kind of shit are you on? Like, he probably, just, you see enough of this shit with FedEx workers that, he has to come address this. Make sure he's not going to throw his packages out or mistreat his dogs, mistreat his property.
I don't know, man. I think his coon alert went off, and he grabbed his gun. And he went out there.
He did. I know you're being facetious, but he probably couldn't even see the person in the vehicle as they're backing down the driveway. The way his car is oriented.
There's no way
now.
that this guy didn't put him up to it. Almost. I mean, he was begging for this to happen.
Come on, hey, say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Go ahead, get out, you. I'm what? Are you a dumb?
Oh, so he's leaving the property. Okay.
You run over my dog. I'll show. Ain't anybody running over nothing. Black Lives Matter.
He backed out.
Hey, what's up, though?
Welcome to Indisputable. Put up his picture full mask. All right, sir. Remember the comment you said, do you want to with a white man? Well, I do.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know desperately.
yes, everyone knows.
You want a white man to fuck with you.
Yeah, you want to fuck with a white man. But this thing right here is all over Black YouTube today. They're doxing this guy. Everyone is literally trying to dox this guy. They're searching for where this guy, like they're trying to find everything they can about this guy on Black Twitter.
So not only is it Black Twitter, but it's Black YouTube now. Like, oh shit.
No, but he needs to be fired. We all know that.
Yeah, he needs to be fired. The FedEx driver.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
The geniuses in the Sun community will invent an AI to pick out racists like this, but they won't do it for Sun kids killing toddlers every day in the community.
It's crazy, man. This guy right here. He's in deep shit, man. Salute to Ra. This guy's in deep shit, man. Right now, he is in deep shit because
Raggedy Pierce Brosnan is in trouble.
They're on his ass. I'm gonna show you some comments from Instagram, man, that I seen today, man. They are on this guy. He's gonna lose everything.
I actually received an alert. I literally changed. Keep his picture up. I literally changed my show format today. after speaking with the kids at John Lewis Academy, okay, Invictus Academy. These are bright scholars, young black men, young brown men, Black and Brown Coalition in effect. Beautiful.
Black and Brown Coalition.
There you go.
What is he talking about? What does this have to do with anything that he's talking? What does this have to do with this white guy that he's about to ruin?
It has everything to do
Black
with
Man Coalition of FedEx workers, man. The disenfranchised Fugees,
okay? Invictus Academy.
Folks.
These are bright scholars, young black men, young brown men, Black and Brown Coalition in effect. Beautiful academic minds. People like you are who they are afraid of. Individuals like you, not physically, but not giving them opportunity that they deserve, discriminating against them when they should have fair opportunities.
So this guy's just responsible for discrimination. He's responsible for all these black dudes in wherever Rashad Ritchie was, for discriminating against them. This guy right here.
Damn right.
Young black men, young brown men, Black and Brown Coalition in effect. Beautiful academic minds. People like you are who they are afraid of. Individuals like you, not physically, but not giving them opportunity that they deserve, discriminating against them when they should have fair opportunities. So here's what we're going to do. Since you decided to accost this FedEx worker in such a way, we are going to make you famous because you said you didn't care about this being posted. We appreciate the permission there. According to my friend at ATL Uncensored, who runs that remarkable site of news in Atlanta, he alerted me today to this. He said, you may want to check this out, Doc. And we did. This happened in Douglasville, Georgia, according to the report. Douglasville is within the metropolitan area of Atlanta. It is not very far from the A. So you don't have to go far from Atlanta to experience a person like him.
Atlanta, where like Dr. Ritchie literally would not go into black communities in fucking Atlanta. He's probably terrified to walk around black communities in Atlanta.
Of Wakanda.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
just
the audio is glitching out kind of bad at this point.
oh, okay. Let me see if I can fix it.
Richie's terrified of Wakanda.
Yeah, Richie would.
But I can't blame him though.
He's not trying to catch that kind of hot one.
Yeah, right. You know how the gliders are over there in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, they'd have him up on a pole, with a cookout under him in no time.
Yeah. And don't get me started on the
And a butt
gliders in
plug.
Baltimore with the squeegees, right?
The sick thing is, Rashad probably dreams of being strange fruit when he goes to bed at night.
Yeah, he would. Rashad Ritchie would love for this. He's jealous. He wanted this to happen to him. Like most of those pro-blacks, here's the weird thing. If a white person sneezes around them wrong, they'll fucking smack the shit out of them. But they still want to be like fucking like called the N-word. Right. It's weird. It's a weird dynamic. Like they don't play gliders. They don't play like they bring the hammer down.
I wish
gliders.
a nigga would.
Yeah.
There's no way that he's not divested, is there?
Who? Rashad Ritchie?
There's no way he is.
Latina. Definitely a Latina.
No. Rashad Ritchie, I guarantee you, is divested, right?
Yeah, he got a Latina wife, I think.
I would
say
now.
He doesn't live in the stands, what I'm trying to say, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I would be shocked if he has a black wife, though. I would be shocked if he has a black wife. We know he doesn't live in the stand.
The metropolitan area of Atlanta. It is not very far from the A. So you don't have to go far from Atlanta to experience a person like him. Sharon, thoughts here?
Just a quick one, monetization. Because you would probably tell me, Dr. Ritchie, that the person who recorded it owns the copyright to the video. And so I do hope they make a lot of money off of it. Just share it everywhere. He is famous, but the black men should make money off of this.
Yeah. And here's the reality. I'm sure this guy probably has a job where he has so-called black friends or black people work for him, or maybe he even has associates who are African-American. Sir, you said the N-word multiple times to a guy who's literally in your neighborhood working. He's a community He's a guy working in your community. That's what he's doing. All right. Your privilege is out of control. You need to check it. You're too damn old for that kind of behavior.
Let me show you this what they're doing on IG for this guy, man. These black people are fucking strange, man. So they've doxed him. Let's find this white boy. They've already doxed him, so they got his information. He's Joseph Bragg. Now think about it. If he was a black guy, he had killed the little girl with a stray bullet somewhere, or even on purpose in broad daylight in front of a bunch of people. There would have to be a plea from the police department for anybody to come forward.
And there's not enough.
Anybody from the community, please come forward. This guy, they got his information quick 7 hours ago. When this guy posted this thing.
I mean, it was literally a FedEx dude who left his property. He definitely just put that shit out there.
So he's an application support engineer for First Data Corporation. They have his job, they have his home address, they have his job title, his place of work, and his work phone number.
Right. I hope he don't get fired, Doc. I really hope that they stand strong. His boss, whatever.
He's like, we know what he means. We hate him too.
I mean, think about it, because they're gonna be there's gonna be pressure on them to fire him.
Oh yeah,
balls like that though. He probably owns his own business.
They're gonna fire him. This guy says, let me guess, he's gonna say he had a bad day, and he's never said that word before. As the people say on social media about to lose your job.
You about to lose your job.
This one says a black woman rejected someone, they'll kill her, but white people do this every day. They know how to control their emotions.
What the?
They're saying that the black dude should have assaulted this guy.
He missed his opportunity.
Yeah. It says,
hey, but Rashad, it says he's married, but there's no status that I can find. Unfortunately, we share the same fucking birthday.
Oh God! This guy says need to stop keeping our composure. They don't keep theirs.
Oh, yeah.
We're fucking delusional.
We're only alive because of the grace of sisters and sun men.
You black people running around keeping their composure, man. I mean, why you what salute the Deluxe 247, aka the real MVP, aka Cal Ripken, man, coming through once again. Like
I wonder what now keeping your composure will look like.
I mean, black people are keeping their composure, man.
It will make the purge look like fucking church.
This guy says black people are no longer a minority. They are, and it scares them. This one says that white people are the minority. What? And this is what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you're dealing with. Sad part is we continue to believe that they have power because of money. Well, in my book, God signifies all the power. We need, and until we believe that truth over there, it will always be what they say matters. But it really don't. They bleed red just like us. At the end of the day, the difference is we're not afraid to see ours. They are.
Man, send that motherfucker back in particular. Send him back. Or her, whatever.
This person says, so it's become a work hazard for delivery drivers for black delivery drivers in this country. I've seen way too many videos with this type of behavior. This is what America KKK is all about. Ever wonder why racism has lasted for centuries? This is how. When blacks get tired of bigotry and racism and rise up against it, the racists lose their minds, and this behavior is a result. They can't burn whole communities down anymore. Oh shit!
Meanwhile, in the real world, the number one threat for any kind of livery, cab, delivery, food, driver of any sort in the country is a sun man getting in your car.
Well, that's almost best case scenario, how Black, because you know these motherfuckers will definitely murder you.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's what I mean.
The irony is fucking overwhelming, though. Who are they kidding? You know.
Listen to he said he's talking about white people. He says they can't burn down whole communities anymore, so they resort to individual attacks.
And that only pertains to here in America, not like maybe go out of civilizations now if we consider Europe too. But yeah, here in Europe, they ain't burning shit down. Everything's getting fucked for them.
This will go on for a few decades, then it'll die down. But it will never completely go away. Be safe out here. If you got them, better carry them at all times because these cowards have them. And believe open season on you, black man. Be safe.
Holy, how delusional. That's got to be Russian bots. I fucking refuse to believe that's actually people, man.
No, I believe it easily because some people are this delusional.
No, I know it is, but it sucks.
The poor grammar kind of gave it away from me.
It sucks to think that this shit's out there.
Yeah, it makes you feel hopeless.
Makes me feel alive. Keeps me on my toes.
This person says, well, you expect there are places in Georgia black people don't go to, and they know they don't go there. It's in the South. The South will always be racist. Not all, but the majority. You can thank your old President Trump for this type of ignorance.
But if this dude got hip to your channel and was like, yeah, I'd love for you to come down and check out Georgia, blah, 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 but you know what I'm saying, there's certain places in the community we can't go and shit like that. What would it sound like?
I'll get him on the panel.
Yeah.
No, but Shaggy makes an excellent point right now. That's like, it's for real, you know?
But
for real.
Like if this guy took you down south of where you can and cannot go, I mean, there's parts of the South that are very dangerous, and it's the stand.
Yeah, exclusively almost the places you can't go in this country are places that are significantly sun.
But, you know, even excluding that, if Georgia, like he says, if you went down there and frequented the places that he goes, man, he knows what's up.
Yeah, the ultimate irony about some people talking about it is that there's nothing more dangerous to anybody in this entire country of any group or race or color or creed than sun people.
Listen to this. So his dog is more important than a black life. I see. And he should save his dog he should have his dog on a leash.
On his own property.
So now hold on. Did he kill this guy? Did he kill this black man? I mean, I'm confused, man. I'm confused. This
a
guy
black
says,
life.
Wait, isn't this stolen land? Us? Who built that house? It's yours. Hashtag that's my house.
Huh?
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Yeah,
that's
black
not grammar.
People built this country.
Who built that? That mine.
Turning big rocks to small rocks.
Wow. I mean, it's
hopeless.
Look, barefoot caveman.
Right.
Yeah, they really believe this shit. We taught them how to bathe themselves, and they ain't even know how to wash when they were
right. And I bet
they say that?
black people.
Oh yeah, that's a number one go-to in the sun community is to say that sun people taught gliders how to bathe themselves.
We were in caves. Y'all were in caves, and we came and civilized y'all.
Yeah,
and then y'all stole all the shit from us.
And we was Beethoven and Shakespeare and Shanghai and Samurai.
I love the Samurai one. It's so fucking random.
If those same people actually looked at their own microbiology, they probably kill themselves. For real.
Yeah.
And then
It's
imagine,
a massive
and then on
amount
top
of
of that,
coke.
hold on. On top of that, if they looked at their microbiology and then really saw it for what it was, they'd freak the fuck out. And then imagine being the glider that they say grew up in caves. The fuck?
Yeah.
But like Axe says, they don't kill themselves because they don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, no,
They don't know no
feel,
fucking better.
Yeah, they don't feel like shame and guilt.
Ignorance
They'll
is
have
bliss.
honor.
Right. They'll
know,
see it and then they'll just shrug and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I imagine.
They got this
Ignorance
guy's
is bliss.
fucking LinkedIn profile up, man. Jesus Christ, man.
That was quick.
Damn.
Yeah, what you got a LinkedIn for? Follow that shit.
He's done, man. This guy's fucked, man. He is fucked.
He used
This
to make
person
like
says,
he looks like he makes. Go ahead.
This person says, I'm tired of seeing these videos. Why don't these brothers treat these coneheads like they would treat another brother? No mercy, no reasoning, just straight gangster thug shit. But no, they turn on their phone.
True.
Yo.
At least they're aware of the situation. Somewhat aware.
Is that Mossy?
No, that ain't Mossy, man. He said Mossy would be on there talking about shooting the guy or some shit like that. But
Fact. About killing killers.
Wow, they got a lot of fucking. Look, if his name is Joseph Bragg, he got a stalking case from 2007.
Damn.
Yeah, but when her boyfriend gets brought up, they're gonna be like, "Would it matter what he did in the past?"
Yeah, and she's literally probably gonna get. She's literally probably like been stalked and beaten.
Her name is Sheeta Blanchard.
That's the password on the back of my router downstairs. I can
Sheeta
just show y'all.
Blanchard.
Shatina. I think it's Shatina.
Yo, and that glider, I could have, done charity, work with little, son kids. It doesn't matter anymore.
His tax dollars almost certainly have gone to fund useless programs that do nothing but line the pockets of sisters all over the city.
But I mean, if he could have been actively at the YMCA on every Sunday or whatever it was.
Yep.
That don't matter.
All that's done. All of that is done. So they saying that this happens a lot with FedEx drivers. Let's check out that theory, man. They're saying that this is a big issue in America, man. Black FedEx drivers getting treated really, really bad by white people, man.
Man, I had one incident when I was doing landscaping where we had a new customer. It was our first time at his property, and we just pulled up on schedule, cutting grass like we're supposed to. And he came out tripping on. It was me and one other son dude, and he just started tripping on it. Who are you? Where are you from? I think he may have been like up in age, maybe forgot about this shit, but we had to leave, shut everything down for a second, let our boss call over, and then finish the job. So
he was confused. He didn't see on burritos, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, exactly.
Talking with that driver.
That's true. He did fire us and hire on burritos.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because he could pay him less. He could pay them less.
And they do a better job for it and quicker, Let's be honest.
Yeah, and I wasn't asking for much, man. I was willing to work around my community and shit, help it out, but fuck that dude.
New shocking video showing a man punching a FedEx driver in Portage and using several racial slurs.
It happened on Bruning Street over the weekend, and News 8's Whitney Burney in the newsroom after talking with that driver. Whitney?
Terrell Lipsy started driving for FedEx 2 years ago, and he says he's never experienced anything like this while driving that route. Tonight, we're not showing the attacker's face because he hasn't been charged.
A normal Saturday delivering packages turns ugly.
Is that a sun man? It's a sun man.
What is he saying?
I can't tell, but it sounds like a glider.
No,
Yeah, it sounds
he's
like a
saying
glider.
something about what is he saying to the sun man? Hold on.
You dumb black.
Take it back.
You dumb black.
He did say that. I thought he said something about toddler.
You dumb black.
Like, dog, you can't do right now. You lose your ticket, you get murdered. Cool, guys. Nah, dude. Just
A
random man attacking 23-year-old FedEx driver Terrell Lipsy while repeatedly calling him the N-word.
I was shocked, confused, really irritated at the time, obviously. And so
You sound like a glider
ended up
too.
like stepping up into my truck, and I told him, I was like, no, you have to get down, and you can't be up here. And then I ended up calling the police, and he started like throwing stuff at me from my truck. He was like pulling fuses out of the little thing up there.
And it didn't stop there. Lipsy says the man then followed him to homes and began stealing packages. This one had medical supplies
what the
inside.
fuck?
As soon as I seen him swing,
You're an
I couldn't
idiot.
even finish the video. And I called him. And so by now, I'm livid.
Lipsy's mother, Kathy Faison, still processing the almost 10-minute long interaction.
To still feel like we have to deal with this, deal with the racial slur.
To still feel like we have to deal with this racial. It's always of the weight of the entire history and every interaction between a black person and a white person that doesn't go the black person's way. But if a black person kills a white person, it's nothing.
Yeah, you gotta like pretend it's just a thing that happened in nature.
Sure what it was. I'm not sure if it's mental or whatever, but for me, it's very upsetting.
The incident now sparking concern for other delivery carriers.
This was hate all the way. And if he's that angry, you know, he could have easily took this young man's life. This mother could have been at the medical examiner's office trying to identify her son.
In a statement to our newsroom, FedEx says, quote, "We are both saddened and outraged by the behavior exhibited in this video, and our first concern is for the driver involved." They go on to say they're working with Lipsy and police to further address the attack.
It was just crazy to me that somebody just randomly just kind of could do something like that.
So it was crazy to him. This doesn't happen.
Lipsy says he's
So,
now working with the
Wait,
Portage
is that
Department.
the guy? Is this Chicago or something? That I
Yeah, that's
recognize that
Andrew
guy
Holmes.
from. Yeah.
Andrew Holmes.
So this is the one time he gets a break from talking about son toddlers getting killed every day of the week.
knew
Talk
he was
about a
familiar.
racist glider.
So
But salute to him, man. He's a real one.
Yeah, this is here's another one. So this actually happens a lot.
Genoa City and Bloomfield community are issuing a very strong apology tonight after a man there used a racial slur.
The city's offering an apology. You mean to tell me the city has to offer a black guy an apology when he gets called a
And
racist
black
slur?
people.
Yeah, to the entire black race. And
They're gonna offer reparations next.
wow. But how could it be racist if you come, like you're a black guy, you come from a city, there's 400 murders last year. No one gets apologized. No apologies for anybody. You go to a white community, somebody calls you the N-word, they apologize to you. Isn't the white community better? They're apologizing for words. You guys don't apologize. Even when they hit somebody with a stray bullet, they're not like, damn, fucked up, man. Sorry, it was an accident. One of our thugs had an accident. It's just like, God damn.
Genoa City and Bloomfield community are issuing a very strong apology tonight after a man there used a racial slur against a delivery driver.
Pretty ugly. Fox 6's Sam Kramer spoke to that driver about what happened and what he hopes people can learn from this incident.
Tuesday began like any other day since April. Sean Tucker was on his route in this Pell Lake neighborhood delivering packages for FedEx, a job he picked up during the pandemic.
I never would have thought that me being a delivery driver, I would ever experience something like that.
That's when he says he was targeted with a racial slur. Tucker says he was passing this intersection when a man claimed he ran the stop sign. He says the man cussed at him.
A man claimed he ran the stop sign.
That's when racial slurs erupted from the bushes.
Passing this intersection when a man claimed he ran the stop sign. He says the man cussed at him, tried punching him through a window, and ultimately called him the
For him to respond in such a way towards my race because of what happened, it just
it hurts.
Then Tucker pulled out his phone to capture what happened.
You want to call me that again? You want to call me that again?
Saying the man kept following him on his route, harassing him, and using the slur again.
Yo, what is up with these guys following them?
Oh, did you hear that?
Tucker uploaded the video to Facebook, where it's
Yeah,
quickly
that glider
gained
did a
traction since
drive-by.
Tuesday, not just denouncing what happened.
That's a glide by.
Glide by.
Yeah, this is the
Fuck
same
you,
thing.
son. Word.
I've had that happen to me before.
It's the same thing, though. I mean, it's just the same as the glide.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Slur
He
again.
accidentally hits a little sun girl with it.
Oh, did you hear that?
Tucker uploaded the video to Facebook, where it's quickly gained traction since Tuesday, not just denouncing what happened, but the community, including Janice Vokey, quickly coming to support Tucker.
I feel like most of the people here are genuinely, kind to everybody.
She says she felt it was important for him to know they had his back, a gesture he says is appreciated.
It's nice to hear that and see visualize that others know that it's wrong, and the way how I feel is not wrong either.
In Walworth County, Sam Kramer, Fox 6 News.
Tucker says he plans to file a report with the Bloomfield Police Department and seek
He never
charges.
denounced running the stop sign, though.
Department today, we have yet to hear back.
Nah, that part right there doesn't matter anymore. What you call the N-word, that literally trumps everything.
Yeah.
I mean, every single thing. Let's see this one. This is another one, man.
In Mississippi, a white father and son have both been arrested, charged, and let out on bail after allegedly shooting at an African-American FedEx driver. Brandon Case is charged with attempting to cause bodily injury with a firearm, and his father, Gregory Case, is charged with conspiring with Brandon to commit aggravated assault. DeMontario Gibson says he was trying to find an address while delivering packages for his
DeMontario Gibson.
Assault. DeMontario Gibson says he was trying to find an address while delivering packages for his job at FedEx when he says he was chased and shot at by the Cases, the bullets hitting his work van. DeMontario
he was trying to find an address. So that's very important. So he's not like just in in his work van. So he's not in, I don't know. So he might have, let's see.
Gibson is joining us now to.
You know how Google, you have to update it pretty much like every other season or some shit like that. He may have just been on a route that wasn't, in his GPS or some shit. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see, man.
Especially in the country, though. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It may be that.
I used to do a lot of my fishing out there, and there's a lot of private property. There's roads on Google Maps that looks like, oh, you can go this way, but when you reach the end, underneath the trees that are shown on Google Maps.
There. Yeah, I was like that when I was down in what's that town? I was Harrisonburg. When I was outside of Harrisonburg.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of roads like that aren't like it's like a little thing. What's that little bar that comes down and you can't really go through it. And you gotta like live around there to know that the GPS is not accurate. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it could happen, man.
Will tell us what happened. He is here with his attorney, Carlos Moore, as well. DeMontario, thank you so much. This sounds, this sounds terrifying. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay, so basically on the evening of January 24th, I was attempting to deliver a package to 417 Junior Trail. And I accidentally put the wrong address in, so I couldn't find the house. I eventually found the right address and proceeded to deliver the package to it. Upon doing it, I was approached by a white vehicle, and that vehicle chased me, tried to cut me off, and I miraculously got out of there. I went down the street about 2 or 3 houses after I got away from the initial vehicle, and there was a guy standing in the middle of the road holding a gun at my vehicle and telling me to stop, which I did not do. They essentially just chased me out the city, and I had to file a police report after that. Shots were fired into my van as well. Yes, ma'am. That's a quick summary of it.
Very quick and helpful. And so you were wearing your FedEx uniform when they saw you outside of your van, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I was fully dressed in FedEx uniform.
And what do you think the Cases were trying to do? Were they trying to kill you?
Honestly, in my humble opinion, I think they were, because after they fired the initial shots, they continued to chase me out of the city again. I say so. If you didn't succeed the first time, then I could just only imagine what they was going to do if they had caught me.
Did they say anything? What do you think their motivation was here?
I honestly have no idea. We had no type of interaction before they did what they did. No words were exchanged or anything like that.
Okay, and Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about DeMonterio's interaction then with police once he got them involved here?
Yes, he immediately called the police that evening after he got to the interstate and informed his boss. The police did not take it seriously, so his boss went down with him the next morning to the station to make an official report. She showed them the bullet casings, the actual vehicle with the bullets in it, and the packages with the bullets, and then they started to believe him. However, they still allowed the cases 8 days of freedom before they turned themselves in to the Brookhaven Police Department, spending less than a day in jail on a $75,000 and $150,000 bond. And so that's why the family has contacted me, because they wanted this to be taken seriously and for there to be real charges for the cases.
DeMonterio, when this was happening, and it's really just happened here recently, as you looked back on this after a little bit of time had passed, did you see similarities to the Ahmaud Arbery case?
Yes, man, I can definitely see the similarities. And that's why I feel it's my responsibility to speak up, because Ahmaud Arbery didn't survive to speak up for himself. So I want to take that upon myself to do that for me and him as well.
Ahmaud Arbery could have strung together the words to do this interview. That dude was like a 68 IQ.
Yo, this is crazy, man. I mean, there's no similarities between this and Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery was jogging. This guy was delivering FedEx packages.
He was literally fucking working.
Yeah, Ahmaud Arbery was
hunting.
Physical health, man. He was getting his he was jogging, man. He was getting his physical. He was exercising.
The only correlation is you had a white dude standing in front of you with a gun blocking your exit.
Yeah.
They're out on bail, and they were given time to turn themselves in. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I kind of figured that was going to happen in the first place when I initially reported it, because, like I said, the officers were not taking me serious at all. Even when I went to the police station, they weren't taking me serious. So I kind of figured that was going to happen.
If this was a black father and son, and you were a white FedEx driver, do you think this would be different?
We wouldn't hear about it. Yes, we would have never heard about it. We would have never heard about it. And he would be dead. They would definitely kill him.
Delusion is strong, man.
Exactly. It's the same story as the dude who got whacked out by the two dudes when he was doing his route. He thought they thought he had their bud or whatever. Their package.
Oh yeah. You talking about the guy in Milwaukee? The
right.
Yeah. That story was not on CNN. CNN didn't cover that story of that black male worker that got executed because he didn't deliver a weed package. Whew. Shit, listen to her.
That was gonna happen.
If this was a black father and son, and you were a white FedEx driver, do you think this would be different?
Yes, man, without questioning. I would have been arrested probably that same night and not given bail at all.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's up, AP? AP, man, floor is yours, man.
Hey, I'm just listening to this. And one thing the media is not covering is that a lot of these people in the neighborhoods, they do have concerns because a lot of times these Amazon and FedEx drivers speed right on through. They don't know the area and they don't pay attention. And sometimes people are out walking. Sometimes people are out walking their dogs and people have told them, you need to slow down. Can you turn down your music? That type of thing.
Yeah.
But what main thing I find is disturbing is CNN of all places are showing these stories, and the same thing with the guy before, are showing all these stories. Like these are the only main stories and main things that are happening to only black FedEx drivers. They don't cover the part about the black women who've been murdered due to carjacking by Sun Youth. They don't cover how long did they cover the story about the glider woman, the mother of 4 children who was carjacked and murdered? They don't cover any of that. But we're supposed to believe that racist white men are chasing behind black guys and shooting them because they're in a FedEx uniform.
Yeah, you
Another
can
thing,
name like 10 glider women who have been executed by some men in their, Uber driver,
right,
in their
and
Uber car last year or something.
and not and that doesn't count in places like New York, the Asian bicyclists who deliver food, who've been robbed, who've been murdered as
Oh
well.
yeah, some people are hell on Chinese food delivery.
Right, the pizza delivery person, all of those things. And another thing is that some of these FedEx drivers have committed crimes. And I'm not talking about the Sun ones, I'm talking about glider ones too. If you remember the last case of the glider man who kidnapped that little girl.
Oh
Then
yeah,
other
Texas.
where they've used Amazon drivers have gone into communities pretending to deliver packages and actually break into houses. We had a situation not about a couple of months ago where Amazon driver broke into the house and he sexually assaulted the lady that was there in the house by herself. So I mean, it's like nowadays, and then with all the violent crime that's occurring in the cities, the Sun youth need to realize people are on 10 whenever they see you. And like I said, this young man seemed like he got lost, and it's sad what happened to him. But like I said, people need to take into consideration who's out here committing the crimes. I'm quite sure if he was a Chinese guy that was out lost, I bet a whole $100 those guys would not pull the strap on him.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Salute to the freshman. The freshman says, so every racial insult now warrants a news story and a full city apology with FBI involvement. Insanity, fragile Sunmen, hurt feelings. Is this a joke? No, this is your life, man.
No, life is a long joke. It's the longest joke you'll ever have to endure, dude.
Yeah, these white guys got convicted too. Like I'm trying to figure out how much time they got, but they were convicted, man. So let's see this one. It happens a lot, man. This whole
I'm trying to leave, and I got the super neighbor over here blocking me in. This is what I'm dealing with right now.
I know he's stressed.
This is who I'm dealing with. Napoleon, move out the way.
My name is David Stewart.
I don't care what your name is. Get out the way.
That's my name.
I don't care. Move out the way, sir. Please hurry up so you can have this a-hole move out the way so I can leave.
Now, see, if he was a man, he could have handled
It's
this
none of your
very-
business, man.
All he had to do was tell the man and say, hey, I got the code from XYZ. This guy, he said he's a member of the homeowners association. See, a lot of this stuff could be avoided if Sunman didn't always have a chip on his shoulder. See, it's not always about race, right? All he had to do was say, I'm delivering. I got a code through here or that, give me your information or something. But
you
to
ain't the
sit up there
police.
and,
I don't got to answer to you. You ain't the police. Who the fuck is you?
And then if the police show up and ask for his ID, then he's a racist too. So you can't win.
Yeah, you can't win with them.
It is not. Why? You the mayor of the cul-de-sac?
I'm president of the Owners Association.
Okay.
These are private streets.
And apparently you need a gate code to get in here, right? So how did I get in here? It was none of your business. I'm going out. That's where I'm going, but you're in my way. So then move out the way then. Tom, it's a bad day. I got the president of the homeowners association over here at this last stop, got me blocked in so I can't leave. And he called the cops because he wants to know where I'm going, and I didn't want to tell him. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with this right now. I'm trying to leave. What do you mean, why? None of your business? Did I deliver it to your house? Because it's none of your business. That's why. You're asking questions. You don't need to ask questions. All you need to do is have your buddy move his car so I can leave and go about my business. How do I make a wrong turn into a gated neighborhood? I need to have a gate code in order to get in, right? That's common sense,
He
right?
could have diffused this by some simple explanation, but I'm also like, I don't like this fucking Agent Smith routine from these dudes either.
Yeah,
This is so stupid.
I don't like this tyrannical fucking questioning, draconian fucking like, yeah, what are you doing? I don't like that at all.
Full of
Fuck that.
themselves.
Yeah,
these
I'll
guys
tell you
are
from personal
assholes.
experience. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
no, these guys are assholes. I give you that. These guys are fucking pricks.
So if I've been here, I had a gate code, right? That's none of your business. Yet again, it sure as hell isn't.
This is a costing.
Sure as hell it is, buddy.
I don't know who this is. What's your name? Uh-huh. I'm in the wrong. Show me your badge then. Uh-huh.
If he had turned down Martin Luther King Boulevard and the Sudmen had approached him like this, he'd be shitting on himself.
Yeah,
and
fuck you
sweating
doing
bullets.
out here?
He's not worried
Everything.
about anything happening to him.
He's lucky it's the last stop because that thing would have been cleared out.
Yeah, he would have got definitely. This is that right there is a deadly situation if those guys, if are black.
And he's not. He could say that he felt like Ahmaud Arbery almost. I could draw a correlation there, even though it's completely two different ends of the spectrum. Him doing legitimate business, not being there nefariously.
The guy before sounded like they just like really straight up attacked him.
Exactly. He's talking about what they actually just did.
This one right here. Let's see.
Oh
this
God.
One.
Bro, this shit happens a lot. You ain't kidding.
Yeah, I had an Uber driver do this shit to my neighbors.
Me like that, like I'm some child. But you didn't have to come out there cussing me like that, like I'm some child. I ain't no little boy.
This is the video being shown on Twitter. It was taken by the second driver on the FedEx truck, Antonio Braswell. What led up to it? Monday, Chuck Holmes said he heard a bang on his front porch. He opened the door to see a FedEx truck on his front lawn, just feet from his front door.
Okay, so you see the FedEx truck on your front lawn, feet from your front door. That
is a war zone right there. You do not step on a Southern man's.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like that's kind of rough. Now, listen, man. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be happy if you for just the tire tracks in my lawn, because that stuff is hard to get out. For some reason, you can never get tire tracks out of your lawn.
Yeah, you gotta replant that soil. It's all
especially if they're muddy. Especially if it's muddy, you're fucked. But yeah, like that.
And
is
especially as an elderly man, he spent time getting that grass green, cut, and looking right, and you come rolling your truck over there.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know how many days he wakes up, like stares with his hands behind his back out that front door, just like, man, American dream.
I can't help but think of Thugnificent after he gets the drop with UPS with looking at this dude.
Yeah.
Door.
Yeah. The driver's right there at me, and I look at him and I say, a bad word, what are you doing?
This is the video Olm shot.
No, don't lie. Don't lie.
I
Say
asked
it
you
just
what
like
in the
told.
are you doing on my grass?
Okay. And you told me to beat your you were saying that?
No,
that's what you and
you
threw
said
your
you were going
glasses
to.
on
I said
like
I'm
you
here.
I tell you what, who you gonna whoop?
Olm said this is the third time the FedEx
This man
trucks
had
have
some
delivered to
balls
his home
saying
by
that to that guy.
Yeah,
I give him that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like office worker Steve here versus.
He only did that because I was a glider man. I'm gonna tell you something. Young 20-some-year-old black guy, he came out the house and came and approached him. He would have been all soft. No.
Nah.
Yeah, he
no.
was amenable.
No.
Yeah, less diplomacy between the two, if there is any, but nah.
I tell you what, who you gonna whoop?
Olm said this is the third time the FedEx trucks have delivered to his home by driving across his front lawn to his front door. Olm said he has
they don't
filed
wanna
complaints
walk.
online and called, but never got a response from the company. Now, this is the longer version that Braswell first posted and then took down.
You gonna whoop? Get out here and tell me who. Say it. Say it out here.
You lying like hell.
You can put it on video camera. I don't care. No, you come out here and tell me again you're going to whoop me. That's what I want you to do.
I don't think I could punch my way out of a wet paper bag. You know, I'd be crazy to jump on a guy that's, you know, at least 10 years my junior and outweighs me by 40 pounds.
FedEx said in a statement that their service provider fired Lundy and Braswell, saying they're aware of the incident in Georgia and are investigating. But in all the video, racial language or threats were not heard.
I never said anything racist, and honestly, I don't think the driver ever said anything racist. The racist things have come from on social media.
Many posts on social
The
media.
racist things have come because you're black and he's white. I mean, he's white.
Come from on social media.
Many posts on social media
Ironically,
mention the Glenn County murder and then accuse Ulm of similar racism. Braswell, in his reposting of the video, said, "I'm reposting this video because people like him, doesn't matter white or any race, should never disrespect essential workers putting their lives in jeopardy, especially with the COVID." Ulm said he has talked with FedEx, but never asked that anyone be fired.
It would be good if we were able to talk this thing out and you know, maybe come to a mutual apology or
Man, he just wants
or
them to
whatever.
stop driving on the
I'd
lawn.
certainly
The
apologize
fuck?
for my part in it. That you know, I'm good. You know, they don't have to fire anybody.
Ulm said tonight he has received threats of violence on social media and his name smeared. He says he just wants people to know what really happened.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help.
What? He's not asking for reparations? He's not asking for a whole new lawn? He's not demanding
He needs
a
to be asking the
GoFundMe?
FBI for a new identity. That's what he needs to be asking.
Yeah, he's fucked, man. His career, like his good name, everything. He's a racist. He'll die a racist. That racist guy. That's no, you when you're white, that stain of being a racist is really, really, really hard to get off you, man. It's almost impossible.
You know you're not. Okay.
glad I was
So
here.
you're not gonna let me
I'm glad I
in
was here.
to deliver
We
this
don't
food.
buzz people in.
I have the number.
We don't deliver anything here. We don't
Well,
want you
you're
delivery.
you're not.
We don't want you
You
to
didn't get
deliver
the
here.
food.
I don't want you. I don't want you here.
Our top story now, a confrontation caught on camera. A cell phone video shows a woman blocking the entrance to an apartment building, preventing a black food delivery man from doing his job. Well, that incident happened outside of a luxury apartment building on Kelton Avenue in Westwood.
And tonight, KCAL's Stacey Butler spoke with the Postmates worker about what happened.
I have to deliver to somebody, man.
I don't deliver anything here. We don't
Well,
want you
you're
delivery.
you're not.
We don't want you.
You
to
didn't get the
deliver here.
food.
I don't want you. I don't want you here. I
You
don't
don't
want
want
you
me
here
here.
at all.
In a shocking confrontation, 22-year-old Jordan was trying to make a Postmates delivery Tuesday night at this Westwood apartment building. But this woman, without a mask, refused to let him as he dialed the renter who ordered the food.
Excuse me, Paul. There's a woman like at the door. My name is
Hello?
Jordan. I'm
Who
working
is
in
this?
place.
Who is this?
Excuse me. Can you back
Who is
away
this?
from me, though?
No,
I'm not
this
even.
is my bill. I'm not going to.
I'm just trying to.
Who is this?
They've had a lot of crime in this area. I bet Sudman have been terrorizing these people for her to act like this.
Yeah, this is like the worst thing that's gonna happen to a Sun delivery driver out here from a glider. But the other way around, I'm not sure if that would be the worst thing that would happen.
I'm just trying to.
Who is this?
Gibson works 3 jobs. Postmates isn't usually one of them. It's his mom's job, but she sprained her ankle, so he was driving for her. She was sitting in the car as her son was berated and blocked from delivering one resident's dinner.
I'm not letting this man in. Can I bring your food to you? I'm asking you to get out of my building because you don't live here.
I'm a black man. I'm trying to deliver. My mom is.
What does you being black have to do with it? He's the first one that brought up black, even though I know that. Even though we know that, you know, that's what I mean. And listen, the reason it's not black, it's the specter of him being a criminal because he's black.
You get out of my building because you don't live here.
I'm a black man. I'm trying to deliver. My mom
I don't care
isn't
if he's a
my
purple
mom.
man.
I'm
He
working
doesn't
for my
live
mom.
here.
The unbelievable encounter took a bizarre turn when the woman who claimed to live there accused him of having codes to the apartments to try to gain access.
He doesn't live here, and he's
Nasty
not a
looking
delivery
woman.
boy. He has
Yeah.
no
Delivery
car,
boy.
no bike, nothing.
The car
He
that
is
I
not
pulled up in that white.
Domino's.
That's my
he's
white.
not Pizza Hut.
That's my white car over there. Hello.
He's a black
Paul,
guy
is he
walking
still
around who has
I
a
don't think he's
clicker to
lying.
get
I think
into
he's
any
coming
building
down.
he wants to.
Gibson says
Oh
he
my
shot
God.
and posted the video to protect himself.
I didn't want to get arrested.
Jaden Smith.
genuinely, you know, it's a white woman, and how things are going right now, I didn't know how it would, you know, transpire.
Finally, the customer.
Because it's a white, because it's a white woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know how they be.
You're lucky to be
It's
alive.
just a white woman.
Yeah, thank God he
Fucking
survived
Karens.
this encounter.
Because usually with white women and some men, you know,
The black dude isn't dead, man. From you know, getting lynched by a lynch mob just descends out of thin air, man.
Genuinely, you know, it's a white woman, and how things are going right now, I didn't know how it would, you know, transpire.
Finally, the customer came downstairs and picked up his dinner. Gibson says
I didn't know
he's
if she
not
wanted to
angry
fuck
at the
me
woman.
or
Unfortunately,
what.
he's used to rants like this.
A lot of people are very divisive right now, so they're pretty firm on their stance, and they show it.
He hopes everyone who sees it will grow from it.
Situations like the situation I was in, they don't make you, they don't break you, they shouldn't break you. They should just be
Hold
something.
on, this could have broken you, man. You
What a
supposed to
bitch.
give you a pat on the back because
Yo.
this didn't break you.
If this was my POV, dog, I'd have been laughing this bitch out. I've been roasting the fuck out of her.
Everybody get this guy a pat on the back because he didn't let this break him.
That's gonna break him. If you pat him on the back, it's gonna break him.
Situations like the situation I was in, they don't make you, they don't break you, they shouldn't break you. They should just be something you went through. You know, resilience is power. I want anyone that hears me or sees me talk about this to understand that they have that same resilience. And you got to stay patient and really just be resilient. And
he shall overcome.
at the end of that tunnel, you'll find integrity.
Gibson's girlfriend started a GoFundMe account for him. He says whatever money.
Oh, come on.
Because he got
She knows what she's doing.
Oh shit, that was smart though. That was very smart. I wonder how much he got.
Yeah, supreme opportunist.
money he makes there, he's going to use to help minority children find their voices. In Westwood, Stacey Butler, KCAL 9 News.
What?
Any specific minority or just minority ones in general?
I mean,
We know they ain't starting no program for like Bangladeshi kids that come over here, man. That ain't. They know Afghan refugee program started by the Sun community.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You think it's time to revisit fucking Jeffrey in the courtroom smuggling perks?
I can't, man. I'm just.
Yeah, please don't.
I just can't, man. I'm just. Let's
Cut and dry.
see. Let's see this.
Oh no. Memphis.
And now a crime alert tonight. An East Memphis neighborhood is on high alert after a jogger was nearly abducted in broad daylight yesterday. As MPD investigates,
Remember, what's her, Eliza? What was her name?
Eliza Jenkins or something?
No,
Or Cleotha.
Cleotha, yeah, Cleotha Henderson and Eliza. Yeah,
I just remember Cleotha because Brown Sugar called Kang ZX Cleo. She said, "Okay, Cleotha."
yeah. This is now. Listen, these gliders. This is why when you see a strange FedEx truck or a guy, because the guy who delivers the packages in my neighborhood, he just does it in his personal car. It's a glider. He just does it in his personal car. He delivers the packages. They have that now where you can just the contractors. You know what I'm saying? So this is why when you see a sudden man in your neighborhood, in your little gated community, this is why they act like that. This happened yesterday.
neighborhood is on high alert after a jogger was nearly abducted in broad daylight yesterday. As MPD investigates, neighbors are on edge. WREG's Jordan James reports.
A typically quiet East Memphis neighborhood was disrupted by the sounds of screaming Wednesday evening.
It was very scary.
Screams of a woman that was nearly abducted while jogging along Chanwell Avenue.
I just happened to look up and see someone walking their dog.
A police report revealed that the woman was exercising when a car with two men approached her, and at some point one of them tried to snatch her, causing a neighbor's intuition to kick in.
The feeling I was having was something bad's getting ready to happen. I ran outside, she ran to our house, and the car turned around and left.
The attempted abduction happened about a mile away from where school teacher Eliza Fletcher was abducted last fall.
A mile away.
Yo.
So this is fertile hunting grounds. Cleopa has pissed and marked this as fertile hunting
Oh
grounds.
shit. We can't even go jogging. Like,
wow.
There's a couple things where the irony just makes you want to reach out and slap somebody through the screen, and the whole Black Joggers Club is one of them. Like,
gotta slap myself to make sure
right,
this shit is
get in line
real.
behind the 10,000 glider joggers that have been murdered by Sunmen in the last 10 years.
Wow.
I guess rest in peace to her. Somebody killed her, I guess.
These are fertile.
Yeah, at least Ahmad wasn't like raped and mutilated before he died.
Right.
Ahmad actually grabbed. He was being held at gunpoint. He actually pulled the fucking shotgun, causing the trigger to pull it. He shot himself.
Around and left.
The attempted abduction happened about a mile away from where school teacher Eliza Fletcher was abducted last fall. It's a coincidence that's on the minds of joggers on the Green Line.
It's definitely scary. It's why we're walking together today. I don't walk alone anymore.
A harsh reality for joggers and neighbors as a search for the suspects who were seen in a dark gray car with tinted windows and no hubcaps continues.
You have to be careful.
Dark gray car, tinted windows, no hubcaps.
No hubcaps.
Who's that?
There go them people. That's who.
Attempted sun snatching.
Wow. Baker Fresh says, did the news station follow up with the Sun dude who followed and murdered the Asian lady? Like, I'm just a delivery guy or need the time, can't lead to, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it happens so often. I think he's talking about the case in New York where the guy just followed the fucking Asian woman to her apartment. And the Asian woman, like, he followed her up the stairs,
That one
down
where
the
he
hallway.
beat her like 167 punches.
No, another one where the guy he ended up killing the woman. Yeah,
I
there's
know
so
which
many.
one you're talking about.
Reality for joggers and neighbors as a search for the suspects who were seen in a dark gray car with tinted windows and no hubcaps continues.
You have to be careful walking in the grocery store. And now just hitting your neighborhood, riding your bike or walking your dog. Now you got to be careful. It's really sad.
Reporting in East Memphis, Jordan James, WREG, News Channel 3.
There's only one reason why it's dangerous. It's not like if there weren't sun criminals doing this, that there would be like a helping of glider criminals to take their place doing the exact same thing. Now you'd really be able to like go out and not have to lock your doors and walk at night and jog and
It would be utopia. This place,
America would be a great
everywhere,
place.
Yeah, not everywhere, but this place, America, would be a utopia if it wasn't for some people. Let's see what the sister has to say. Let's see if she goes op-ed, man.
Gotta have a watchful eye. The victim was not injured during the kidnapping, but says they.
You know it, sister.
Could you imagine if this happened to us?
Keep a weather eye out for the sun. That's what you keep.
If this was a black woman and like a fucking white guy had like rolled by and yelled N-word at her, this whole like last part would be like the sky was falling. You would feel like literally we were about to go to World War III. It would be so somber. A white woman almost gets kidnapped while jogging.
For like the third time in that same area in the city. Well, gotta keep an eye out.
Keep a watchful eye, man.
White women, stay in the house.
Yeah, man. No compassion, no sovereignism, just like
Melanin and compassion failing right here.
Gotta have a watchful eye. The victim was not injured during the kidnapping, but says they are still very shaken. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
Oh,
Off the top at 6, breaking news. Local 10 has learned that a teenager who was shot by his Uber driver has died.
And that Uber driver has claimed self-defense. Local 10's investigator Jeff Weinzier has been following this case from the start and has the breaking details. Jeff.
a teenager was shot by a Uber driver.
I already believe the Uber driver. I don't need to hear anymore.
Yo,
I'm like assistant with a random video shooting. I don't need to see the evidence or hear anything else. I already know.
a teenager shot by his Uber driver. How do you? They make it seem like that could just happen. Like, yeah, like it. This is like it just happens. I mean, yeah, your Uber driver shot you. Like, no, that's a sequence of events that like literally like life formed in a less like fucking miraculous sequence of events that it takes for fucking your Uber driver to shoot you. Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck?
Driver has died.
And that Uber driver has claimed self-defense. Local 10's investigator Jeff Weinzier has been following this case from the start and has the breaking details. Jeff.
Miles McGlashan taken off life support, passing away at 3:30 this afternoon. He has been in the intensive care unit at Memorial Regional for 71 days, a single bullet piercing his right lung, his kidney, and his liver. The Hollywood Police Department has been protecting the Uber driver's identity, but tonight we know who he is. Those who know him say based on his temper, they are not surprised that this happened.
I just want my son to get better.
That was April McGlashan just days ago.
Yeah, I mean, she smashed on moms, but we'll see. Let's see.
That this happened.
I just want my son to get better.
That was April McGlashan just days ago as her only child continued to fight for his life. 71 days after Miles was shot, this mother still has no specifics as to why it even happened.
The only conversations I've had with the detective, he has been defensive about me asking the questions that any normal parent would ask.
We should have some answers at this point.
Hollywood police released this heavily redacted report, refused to identify the Uber driver.
Heavily redacted, like
Uber driver's a former Mossad agent or something.
Totally redacted. Like, they might as well, like, at some point, man, like, why even give these people this?
His fucking Uber driver was the cigarette smoking man.
Who shot Miles, claiming the investigation is ongoing.
Chris, Jeff Weinzier, Local 10 News. Wanted to talk to you about shooting Miles. You're twice the size of him.
That's the fucking...
Wow. You're twice the size of him.
Yeah, like that ever mattered with a son to you. So this guy shot that kid, man. Hey, listen, man. He wasn't trying to be a victim, man.
Can you tell us what he did?
51-year-old Christopher Bernadelle is the Uber driver who pulled the trigger, shooting 19-year-old Miles.
Oh, look at him with his suit, man. Look at Miles with his suit, man. This is what you could encounter every day. If you encountered Miles anytime in life, you're gonna see this. Who believes that?
Yeah, he was always like that. With a little flower tie.
Yeah, man.
Gentleman by day, Jack boy by night.
Yeah, man.
Uber driver who pulled the trigger, shooting 19-year-old Miles, his passenger, November 9th on Park Road across from TY Park.
What could he possibly have done to you to make you feel that your life was in danger?
Wow, this guy
Hollywood
has to get
police said
fucking
there was an
harassed.
argument over a drop-off location. Miles...
It was an argument over a drop-off location. Yeah, I mean, gliders. I know gliders are like, hey, that's the sunbed will listen, man. They can get two sunmen that can turn deadly quick. That's a blood feud. That's the Hatfields and the McCoys. Yeah. So I'll drop you off right here. Oh no, man, take me down the street. That can turn into the Hatfields and McCoys in 0.5 seconds when you got two sunmen.
He said there was an argument over a drop-off location. Miles, a Barry University criminal justice major with no criminal record, was going to visit his grandparents. Miles had exited
Wow.
So that breaks the mold.
Wow. He's going to be a criminal justice major.
He really was going to school, you know.
Yeah, wow.
A Barry University criminal justice major with no criminal record was going to visit his grandparents. Miles had exited the car, apparently slammed the door. Bernadelle got out. An argument.
Oh, he slammed the door. Don't be slamming my. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This
He was literally on his way to grandma's house.
Off to grandma's house we go. Look at this guy, man. This guy, he got a baby alligator. Oh, he's not the normal Sunman, man. This isn't your normal Sunman. Tennis racket. This is not your normal Sunman, man. I apologize, Sunman, man.
Didn't call this one right.
Man. I'm sorry, man.
Was going to visit his grandparents. Miles had exited the car, apparently slammed the door. Bernadelle got out. An argument apparently ensued. Bernadelle fired one shot. Police called Miles the aggressor after Bernadelle claimed he was attacked. But Bernadelle's own acquaintances called us, claiming he is a loose cannon with a temper. Don't you have a side of the story? Why did you shoot him? When you see his driving record, you may wonder why he was driving for Uber in the first place. Court records show citations for speeding.
He looked at him like scary. He looked like he about to shoot him too.
Yeah, he looked like, dude, if you lucky, like, dude, you are so lucky.
Wow. This guy, we called this one wrong.
Yeah, definitely, man. This guy, I 1,000% believe that this guy wasn't attacked. I think he's lying.
You may wonder why he was driving for Uber in the first place. Court records show citations for speeding, running stop signs, red light camera violations, careless driving. Records show he was involved in 2 crashes in 2016, cited by FHP in one of them. Progressive Insurance sued Bernadelle for causing another crash. He settled that case.
I would never put my child in a car with an Uber driver that had that type of record.
Nothing to say to his family? His ex-wife confirms domestic issues in New York where she filed a restraining order. Those records are sealed. According to an October 2022 police report, an ex-girlfriend said Bernadelle pushed her. She fell and hit her head. He was not arrested, but police did observe a bump on her forehead. Local 10 News has also learned, and Warner Brothers confirmed, Bernadelle was on an episode of Judge Mathis, an acquaintance says, for a road rage case back in 1999. Attorney David Kabillion doesn't know why Bernadelle hasn't been placed in handcuffs.
We have a bullet that entered from the right flank, from the back, and exited his chest. So what does that tell you? It doesn't add up. And we are not getting answers.
This is a result
from the City of Hollywood Police Department.
Thousands of Sun-Teens doing this shit for real in the previous to this unicorn case.
Yeah, and this kid got sad that he got the fucking brunt of that shit, man. He got the karmic turn, the karmic whatever, just like the karmic climax of all that shit, man, landed on this fucking.
Yeah, because he got in there and fucked with MK Ultra here. I'm thinking all his shit was redacted because he went through some shit in the past, and that's what that dead look in his eye is about now.
Yeah.
What happened? If you don't want to charge the guy, tell us why.
Hollywood police have said all along they were waiting to talk to Miles to get his side of the story as to what to happen that night. Obviously, that will not happen. Again, Miles passed at 3:30 this afternoon. We've reached out to the Hollywood Police Department for comment. We are waiting to hear back. In an email to Local 10 News, Uber says Bernadelle passed all of their background checks. In the newsroom, Jeff Weinstein, Local 10 News.
Pennsylvania County Public Schools and the Sheriff's Office investigating several fights that broke out at Riverbend High School. The chaos unfolded yesterday morning. Parents have reached out to Fox 5, concerned about the violence and worried about their students' safety.
Right now, 8 Riverbend High School students between the ages of 14 and 17 years old are in big trouble with the Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office. They're facing an array of charges from malicious wounding to assault and battery. One teen was even sent to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. I spoke with school board member Nicole Cole, who says students should be in the classroom learning, not fighting.
It's very disturbing. I am not a big supporter of students who are supposed to be in a learning developmental environment being charged criminally. Our schools are not jails, but we do have to make sure that the kids are protected, the kids who are there to learn.
Take a look at this video sent to Fox 5 that's circling around on social media. This one is from Reddit. Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office is using school security cameras as well as footage like this as evidence to assist with their investigation. So far, they believe the fights may be linked to an incident that happened last Friday after a basketball game. The cell phone starts recording as 3 Riverbend High School teens are fighting up against.
Looks like Sons and Obritos, man.
Hell yeah.
Sister got the phone out, filming it.
Yeah. It's
Love the American flag in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that Latoya's? They found out she's been fucking one of the NOPD officers on her staff.
Peppers flared today during a special city council meeting aimed at reducing the amount of crime across the city.
But council members heard from residents fed up with a years-long spike in violence. Council also started putting some solutions potentially on the table, proposing a series of measures that touch on things.
We covered this yesterday. You said Latoya was
yeah, mayor of New Orleans.
Yeah, I heard something about that, man. She's shagging. She's shagging.
Somebody is hitting that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Let's see. Man.
I'm sure if you just search her name, but I don't know why they're not reporting on it on here.
Yeah, nah, I saw it.
Maybe Google it.
Here it is. Here it is, right here. Here it is, right here. Here's the one.
The attorney for NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappy says his client never admitted to his wife that he had an affair with Mayor Latoya Cantrell. That allegation was made in a recent divorce filing and could lead to legal and ethical violations for both Vappy and the mayor. Natasha Robin has the story.
Now that the wife of NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappy filed a divorce petition alleging an inappropriate relationship between Mayor Cantrell and her husband, the next step will likely be determining if there's evidence to prove it.
All we have are allegations. So these allegations
Not true.
will
There's
need
like
to be
hundreds of hours of video
with
going to and
evidence.
from the residents
From there,
with each
Dr.
other.
Robert Collins says it's possible to also prove both the mayor and Vappy violated NOPD and city policies.
If a police officer were to have an inappropriate relationship.
Wow, they got the wolves film going to the crib.
Dozens of times, over and over, in the middle of the night. There's ones where he's leaving in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
Oh my God. She can't stay out of trouble, man.
They're
man,
fucking
listen,
while they plot how to do payroll fraud and shit and steal from the city. Just like,
I hope this can get her out. Maybe this is a blessing, man. Maybe this can get her out because nothing else.
Right.
The fight at the gangster rap concert didn't get her out. The traveling across the world or the city's dying didn't get her out. Maybe this will be the final straw, man.
Policies.
If a police officer were to have an inappropriate relationship with a supervisor, that would be an actual violation of NOPD policy, and there could be a sanctioned for that.
Collins says it's clear Mayor Cantrell was Vappy's supervisor.
In this situation, since the mayor requests these officers, since the mayor basically sets their hours, the mayor would be in a supervisory role.
The NOPD's policy is nepotism and employment conflicts.
Well, involvement in a romantic relationship with one of his assigned duties, professionalism, performance of duty, adherence to law, and honesty and truthfulness.
Raphael Goeneche of the Metropolitan Crime Commission says the potential violations for Vappy could be even more severe.
Okay, so potentially payroll fraud. If he was on city time, padding his payroll, if he was malfeasant in office, he wasn't performing his official assigned duties while he was with the mayor.
At the city-owned department.
Could mean potential criminal violations on state and pop.
They're so stupid. She's so stupid. Like, she's not even a good criminal. Sis is just sloppy.
Salute to Danny Nightblade, man. He says, cell phones are revealing just how overly emotional and senselessly violent many Sun people really are.
Possibly federal levels. Collins says the city policy isn't as clear as the NOPD's policy, but does state an employee shall not conduct any personal business which causes neglect or inattention to work duties.
It does not explicitly say, supervisor subordinate relationships. Those words are not exactly used.
But he says it could be interpreted to mean there shouldn't be inappropriate relationships while on the job.
I'm pretty sure it prescribes calling up NOP to hire a fucking, escort in the literal sense.
Right. God, man, this woman, man.
While the NOPD's Public Integrity Bureau would investigate whether NOPD policy was violated, it'll have no jurisdiction over the mayor.
So the only way that the mayor could be sanctioned is, again, either the city council would have to impose some sort of financial sanctions. That probably won't happen as a practical matter. However, the district attorney could investigate if there was some sort of payroll fraud involved.
Cantrell has refused to respond to our request for comment, but denied having an affair with Vappy in a text message exchange with a Times-Picayune reporter. She wrote, "By the time I complete my tenure as mayor, I would have slept with half of the city of New Orleans, based on false accusations that come my way sometimes daily. This is only one of them." The mayor added, "If I were a man, you would not be texting me about this BS.
Yes, they would. You'd be fucking fired. You'd be fucked if you were a man. What is she talking about?
If I was white, you wouldn't be, there's no low she won't stoop to. She's a nasty bitch.
Dude, there's fucking men getting fired over this shit from fucking the guy at the news station. What's the guy at the black guy that's sleeping with that white girl, and then the coach in Boston? Remember?
Yeah.
With what is she talking about? Dudes get fucking fired all the time.
We're talking about the same woman who said that black women have to be concerned when they fly coach in this country, so that's why she needed to fly first class everywhere.
Yeah,
because they can't safely fly.
Bill O'Reilly, right? How many guys have gone down for sleeping with a fucking coworker? Happens all the fucking time, man. Bill Clinton. What the fuck is she talking about?
Sisters can just say anything, especially sisters and politicians, in mayor, like these mayor sisters can just say, I do my job. Our city's doing great. Actually, it's a shithole and it's in the gutter and it's worse than it's been in 20 years. But okay, sister.
Yeah, why do they never get checked on? Yeah, well, we know what, but it's just, it's maddening that they never get checked on anything. Never, no one ever says, "Hey, what? Wait a second, what the fuck did you just say, sister?"
Like that's so far off base that you can't even begin to begin telling her where that's wrong because it's a bold-faced lie.
Like, dudes, Elliot Spitzer, and the list goes on and on. I mean,
Anthony Weiner.
Anthony Weiner. How many guys have fucking gone down for sleeping with a fucking? If I was a man, I would never even.
Not even sleeping, just texting a girl. You know,
you never even came to me with this shit. If I was a man, like, really?
She talks like a man. You heard her talking about how to fuck half the city? Okay.
Yeah. Like, who talks like that? Like, yeah, that's really disgusting.
More than 400 cars stolen from the streets of New Orleans so far this year. And
damn, that's
before
nice.
January is out. 400 before January is out. We're
Yo,
so
it's the 20th is tomorrow. So we're the 19th. This is the 19th. This is from yesterday. So this is the 18th. By the 18th, 400 cars are stolen. And this is not a huge city. It's 300,000 people. This is a small little city compared to how much, like, they get the Super Bowl, they get all these, the national championship game. For some reason, they get all these fucking different events down there, but they don't have a huge population, man.
No. And it's 60% sun. And I promise you that 100% of this crime is sun crime.
400 cars in the first 16 days.
more than 400 cars stolen from the streets of New Orleans so far this year.
And NOPD officers respond on average to 20 car break-in scenes each day, where there are multiple vehicles with busted windows and stolen property. Natasha Robin has more on what's happening and what the NOPD says it's doing to prevent the crimes.
Just after 4 in the morning on January 10th, a group of car thieves pulled up to the 4400 block of Spain Street.
You could see the lead car pulled up alongside my car, and there was two cars behind them, like parallel, side by side, like blocking the street.
Someone got out of the white car and walked around to the victim's Hyundai and broke the rear driver's side window. For several minutes, the car thief works to get the car started.
Then you see the lights in my car come on, letting them know that success. They were able to start it. The white car, kind of eases off. The other two fall in line.
Imagine he comes outside, right? He's armed. He grabs his gun. He comes outside. Who thinks that it's out of the fucking realm of possibilities that he would have to fire on these guys?
If he comes out and yells at them, there's a chance he'll catch a slug. A good one, too.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the Quran.
And not even because they want to shut him up. It's because, fuck you said to me. I mean,
Right.
that's the motivation in easily 80% of sun shootings in America. Some variation of fuck you said to me.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt, man. Fuck. Like, just mad that you, like, yelling. Who you yelling at?
So when that's the bar that has to be overcome for them to shoot you, to me, it's like there's any reason that you can give to shoot at them. You know, it's sun teens out there trying to jack your vehicle, and if you make the wrong move, they're going to kill you. So
stay in the house, like people said.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, because you don't want to get prosecuted.
They were able to start it. The white car, kind of eases off. The other two fall in line.
They all appear to be working together, but it's unclear if all the vehicles involved were stolen. The victim says it's frightening.
I think it should be a higher priority, within the city government to try to address this.
This victim isn't alone. According to the NOPD's initial calls for service data, thieves stole 403 cars in the first 16 days of the new year. The Metropolitan Crime Commission is also tracking car thefts, according to calls for service, and its numbers are a bit higher with over 500 stolen vehicles.
It's about a car theft an hour, over 20 thefts a day. So we're on pace right now to see over 4% of the cars in the city of New Orleans stolen this year.
Every time you check your wristwatch, is a sun man boosting the car in New Orleans.
Wow. Wow, this shit is out of control. They've lost. This is what you've lost control looks like. Like you have lost control. The horses left the barn. The ship has left the dock. You're fucked. Sure.
A statistic that has many fed up.
There's nothing that keeps us in the city at this point. I love the city. I'm born and raised here, but the crime is out of control and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better.
A breakdown by district shows car thefts are happening everywhere, but it's happening the most in Lakeview and Gentilly, where 67 cars were stolen in just 16 days.
It's a lot of cars in a short amount of time.
This is all the glass that I picked up.
Car burglaries are
Oh, so you're saying they're targeting the white part of town?
Yeah, they come in from the east, right to the Gentilly part right there. They come from other areas too, but in the east, that's where all the killing's happening. So they take that shit back and they go spin on people there, and they burn the car in the swamps out there.
So the east is where's
East is
Third
a
Ward?
solid sun block. Like the east is almost predominantly, totally sun population. So, but that middle part where the 3 is like a lot of rich gliders there, and so it's sort of at the confluence of a bunch of sunny parts of the city. And so they ride through there and steal the cars and go to other places.
Wow. So think about it. There's a glider enclave where some people are coming and terrorizing with car thefts.
Hunting, one could say.
If it was the other way around, if there was a black neighborhood and one white guy got caught, let's say he stole 3 cars in like a 6-month period from like Prince George's County or something, if he fucking on Good Morning America and shit.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so unusual of a story on the face of it, even if it wasn't like a serial thing. It's just they're not doing that.
Wow.
In a short amount of time.
This is all the glass that I picked up.
Car burglaries are also happening at an alarming rate across New Orleans.
Absolutely frustrating. I saw my driver's door window laying on the ground, so we just walked to the lot, saw the other cars.
Wednesday morning, busted windows, glass everywhere in the parking lot of this apartment complex in the Marigny.
My car was not the only car. There were about 10 other vehicles that also got their windows smashed.
It's shocking, though, just to see all of the damage.
This, according to the NOPD, happened 333 times in the first 16 days of the year.
So they said you have 500 stolen cars total, 333 burglarized cars these aren't being stolen, they're just being burglarized. And how many carjackings? So if they're not giving us the number of carjackings. So all in all, you're probably looking at the end of the day, in the first 16 days, you're looking at probably 1,000 incidents with cars if you count stolen, jacked, or burglarized.
And if you read between the lines on this, what this really means is that there are gangs of Jack Boy, Sunteen, Squeegee Kid, Water Boy, whatever the hell you want to call them. They're all the same genus, right? They're out here riding, jacking, rolling around every night of every day of the week, and nobody can stop them. And there's not enough police in New Orleans by far. There's like 700 officers or something ridiculous now.
Wow.
So yeah, they have control.
Wow.
It's not surprising because I get it. NOPD, the staff numbers are dangerously low right now. And I know that comes down to the power at City Hall and changes there need to be made.
This fucking homo begged for this shit.
Fact of the matter is the only reason they need to be so high is because you have to have something to hold back the flood of sun crime that would occur otherwise if there was nothing to keep civilization intact. I mean, if this were a 99% glider community, you probably wouldn't get away with. Yeah, I'm telling you, you wouldn't need a funeral gun crime task force, and you wouldn't need 10,000 stop the violence programs, which employ ex fucking felon, violent criminals to do something.
You need like 200 cops in the city. Like,
Yeah, you really could. You'd be just fine. But the fact of the matter is, the city's 65% sun, and if you have 700 officers, you're inviting oblivion.
So, you need in New Orleans. You need, I would say, conservatively, they probably need 1,600.
Oh, they're like 1,300 under par. 2,000 is the mark that they shoot for.
Oh, they need 2,000. Okay, so they need 2,000 just to
especially
have
with
it,
Mardi Gras and all that.
just to have like just regular sun shit, like just like just regular sun
Like
violence.
New Orleans in the 2000s,
Yeah.
This is wild.
Or this city will continue to go under. And right now it's at such a critical point.
The NOPD tells Fox 8 the department is working to increase patrols in hot spots around New Orleans.
They'll put additional assets and resources there, which means that there's less available assets and resources for the rest of town. So that's the reality of the manpower crisis.
Natasha Robin, Fox 8, local first.
That's not really the reality. The reality is sun teens suck up all police resources in the city like a sun hole, and it would be realistic if you were to say that's what it is, because it's literally nothing else. It's not like gangs of youths of all types and varieties are out here doing this shit. It's pretty much concentrated in a very small percentage of the population.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Great show tonight, man. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm dropping my single tomorrow, my new single. I'm dropping it tomorrow. Make sure you come through tomorrow at midnight. I'll be dropping it at midnight. So hopefully I can get on here at like 10. I want to get on here like 10, man, so I can warm it up. But if my daughter don't go to sleep, maybe I'll be getting on here like 11 again. But salute to everybody, man. Great show, man. See you guys tomorrow, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.